Chase Stevens, and number 10, sophomore Kason McGowan. That's your Honda of Cleveland starting lineup, Terry.
All right, thank you very much, Greg Phillips. As we are just a few moments away from kickoff, let us take a moment and say thanks to the staff and management, Steve Hartline and all the staff here at Mix 104.1 for getting this together for us. It was a very late developing thing over the weekend, and then Monday, Tuesday, etc. So Greg and I are happy to be doing the game, and we were unable to make it to Charlotte, so therefore we're doing it from the studio. But thanks to the staff and management, everybody at Mix 104.1, so that we get to bring you Cleveland football tonight. And also, we appreciate our friends at the 24/7 movement, and also ATS The Bridge for helping us with our pregame setup tonight. We'll take one more break and come back in a couple of moments. We'll have the kickoff and also the coin toss and other interesting facts about Charlotte Christian, Cleveland High School tonight. Also on our sister stations tonight on 99.1, it's the Walker Valley game, and Ryan Felton at the station told me a few moments ago the kickoff down at Howard, Walker Valley at Howard, that has been moved to a 7:30 kick. So back to an old time kickoff time at 7:30 down at Howard. That game on 99.1, Walker Valley at Howard, that is a region game. And then on 101.3 ESPN Cleveland, Gary Ornby doing the game there. I believe Joe Cannon is helping on that one. And so that's a 7:30 kick at Bear Stadium. It's Fairgood at Bradley, and that is a region game also. We'll be back with more pregame on Mix 104.1 in 2 minutes.
Selling mattresses the retail way isn't the best way. Most mattresses are made in a large factory and shipped hundreds of miles to a retailer's warehouse, where the retailer then marks them up and up before finally selling and delivering them. At Mermaid Mattress, we are the factory, so we eliminate the extra steps and create a direct line from our factory to you, saving you hundreds of dollars. So experience more than the national chain store can offer and spend your dollars locally. Mermaid Mattress, better price, better sleep, better life.
Mix 104.1 is powered by Duracell.
Is your home too hot in the summer and too cold in the winter? At Central Heat and Air, your local HVAC experts, we've got you covered. Our top-notch technicians provide fast, reliable service to keep your home comfortable year-round. From installation to maintenance, we handle it all. You'll never be left out in the cold or the heat. Call Central Heat and Air today at 423-478-7778. That's 423-478-7778. Or visit us online at docsair.com. That's DOCSAIR.com. Central Heat and Air, your healthy home company.
Food. It's the right thing. But how you shop for it, that's all you. Order online.
Bread, milk, and fresh baked cookies.
And pick it up curbside.
Thank you.
Or have it delivered straight to your door.
Here's your Food City delivery. Oh, thanks.
With Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now get it straight from our doors to yours.
Not all composite decking is the same. Enjoy life's beautiful moments on an equally beautiful composite deck. Envision's products feature deep, non-repeating grains and distinct colors throughout each pour, offering a truly unique appearance unlike anything else on the market. Learn more and find inspiration for your project at Cleveland Plywood. Cleveland Plywood Company, 2700 20th Street Northeast in Cleveland.
Welcome back to pregame here on Mix 104.1. Terry Evans, Greg Phillips to bring you the game tonight between Charlotte Christian, the Knights, and Cleveland High's Blue Raiders. And Greg, as far as the game concerned, of course, out of state, non-region, but still, Cleveland made a long road trip, got to view the Panthers facilities, Charlotte Panthers, and as Coach Tiger talked about on Coach's Bench, brought to you by McDonald's, is the fact that, some players will get to play their future in college. A lot of players in Cleveland High will not, of course. And so therefore this was a big deal to them, and also kind of prepping for hopefully a playoff run.
Yeah, and Terry, the cool part about this is for this team, and again, you talked about college and all that, is this travel and this week is kind of like again, I played in college, so, I'm familiar with this. I played football, I played basketball and baseball, but it's kind of that experience as you're leaving the day before to get there so that you can be set and ready and things like that. So it's really, these guys get a feel for what it's like to play a college sport. And again, going to a phenomenal stadium, to a great city and getting to do some cool things. It's just a great experience for these players, for these coaches, these families that are there with them and all that. So I'm excited for them to get to do that, and for these kids to get to be a part of that and to get to play this game and all that. So it's going to be a great experience for them. It's going to look a little bit different for them because, again, this is we haven't again, as Terry said, we're doing this from the studio, so we haven't got to see what the crowd at Charlotte Christian looks like. But it's not a huge school, so I don't expect there's a huge crowd there. But it's the experience. It's kind of you're going into a stadium that has a lot of history. You're walking on a stadium that that Seth Curry, he didn't play football, but Seth Curry has been on this campus and went to school there, and his brother. So it's going to be there's some awe to this as they go in. So these first few minutes of this game is going to be big because you're going to have they're going to have to get that out of their system, and they're going to have to go play.
Absolutely, and of course, I wonder how was last night as far as rest and catching up on sleep and calming the nerves, and then today going through the Panthers facilities and etc. So a lot of questions in my mind on how Cleveland is going to perform here in this football game.
Yeah, most definitely. And again, like I say, it's a different atmosphere. It's a different, again, Coach Tigert and I a couple of weeks ago were talking about like playing during fall break and things like that, that's a different, you're just on a different schedule. So these guys have been on a different schedule all day. Charlotte Christian went to school today. They played on their normal schedule and all that. These Cleveland kids were in a hotel or, I'm sure they were out doing things and all that. They were keeping them busy, trying to keep them moving and all that. But again, it's a different schedule. So you got to see if that comes into play tonight.
Absolutely. And, so we will have the coin toss in a moment and see who's going to receive and all of that. But we're going to send it over to Keely running the board for us one last time as we'll have the kickoff spot brought to you by Chattanooga Auto Square. And we'll be back in just a little bit.
Welcome to Infinity of Chattanooga. With an expansive inventory of new, used, and certified pre-owned Infinity products, make sure Infinity of Chattanooga is on your list of places to shop when it's time for your next vehicle. Sporty coupes, comfortable sedans, and spacious SUVs. Infinity of Chattanooga has it all. Shop online at infinityofchattanooga.com or take a test drive at Infinity of Chattanooga, just off I-75 at the Lee Highway exit.
Hey, this is Josh with Wholesale Supply. Hurricane Helene has left devastation in its path, including the communities of Silva and Waynesville, North Carolina, and parts of Northeast Tennessee, where Wholesale Supply proudly operates. We're asking for your help. We're collecting cases of water at all of our locations to support those affected by the storm. Drop off your water donations and we'll load them onto our trucks and deliver them directly to the local agencies helping these communities recover. Together, we can make a real difference. Visit wholesalesupply.us to find a location near you and help us bring relief to those in need. Thank you.
Turn your world yellow with Mayfield Dairy this fall. Whether you're wrapping up a workout or craving a tasty afternoon treat, our rich chocolate milk replenishes nutrients and provides high-quality protein to keep you going. Grab some Mayfield milk today and experience real, southern, sunny goodness in every sip. From our iconic yellow jugs to our delicious chocolate milk, everything tastes better with Mayfield. Turn your world yellow because the best moments are made with Mayfield Dairy.
Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland, exit 20 off I-75 and Cleveland-Nissan.com, home of the lifetime warranty. Also a great pre-owned inventory and an excellent service department as well. Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland, family owned and operated. Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland, Cleveland-Nissan.com, exit 20 off I-75.
As we are near kickoff, Greg, the Dale's Heating and Air temperature at the kick in North Carolina.
So it is a nice 77 degrees and fair in Charlotte. I just stepped outside and I was in Charlotte, and then I came back to the station. But it is 77 and fair in Charlotte. I'm not sure what's going on. This may have been people have been standing there with their hands on their hearts for about 15 minutes. So this may be the Whitney Houston version of the national anthem.
Great.
Just saying.
Yeah. The picture we're getting, and now Cleveland is clapping and gathering in the end zone, and we're ready to go. So the national anthem is over. They might have added a verse or two to the national anthem. But anyway, we're very happy to be bringing you the game on Mix 104.1, and thanks for joining us on the regular signal or on the Mix 104.1 app. Also, as we said earlier, the Walker Valley on 99.1 Fiesta station. Andy and Jacob's not there tonight. They have a former player helping with Andy Morris down at Chattanooga, as Walker Valley is at Howard. That's a 7:30 kick. So if you're going to go to 99.1 and think it's a 7 o'clock kick, it's a 7:30 kick. And
Fiesta!
There you go. Greg loves it. And so on 101.3, it's ESPN Cleveland, and that's Gary Ownby and Joe Cannon down at Bradley as
that's a pair.
That's a pair, yeah. It's a 0-5 Farragut team and a 1-4 Bradley team. So anyway, that's on 101.3. Greg and I will do all we can here to make this one entertaining and informative, as we are at the station and catching the live stream from the Charlotte school, and we're about ready for the kickoff. Cleveland is going to receive. Did not see on our camera angle who won the toss, but nevertheless, Cleveland will receive.
Charlotte Christian won the toss and then elected to defer.
And a short kick on the ground, picked up near the 34-yard line and downed at the 34-yard line. So the Knights cover the kickoff very well, and they definitely did not want to kick deep. And so it's going to be Cleveland ball for the first time in this game from the line of scrimmage. And as Greg said, the coin toss brought to you by Springdale Heating and Air, and it was won by the homestanding Knights. And so Springdale Heating and Air, old-fashioned friendly and always more than your money's worth. 479-6363. Cleveland lines up for the first time. It's going to be Chase Stevens as the quarterback for the Blue Raiders. Isaiah Davis right behind him. Motion. And it's going to be a keeper. Looks like Stevens turned to the right and Davis went to the left, Greg. So immediately a couple of yards lost.
Well, and again, that's, we were worried about how this game was going to start and all that. And that, Cleveland starts with a -4 there with guys going the wrong direction. So let's hope they can clean that up quickly.
Cleveland, of course, to the line very fast. Here's Davis running left side, looking for some blockers and cuts it upfield. Makes about the 33-yard line. So positive yardage, but short yardage for Cleveland. Third down long coming up for Coach Tigert and crew.
Charlotte Christian looks like they're like a 4-2 base defense, Terry. So looks like that they're running that, but they did a nice job stringing that out and making him run left to right instead of north to south.
Cripps wide side of the field. That's the home side. Stevens being chased and going to have to get rid of it. No, he's sacked. A Food City sack by the Knights, and it's all the way back inside the Cleveland 30-yard line, back to near the 25. Cleveland loses big there on third down as the Knights just came crashing through. Cleveland unable to keep them off any length of time, and so Stevens is sacked. It's going to be fourth down and punting time for the Blue Raiders after their first possession.
Yeah, not a good start right there for Cleveland. Again, just only had positive yardage in one play, but they've got to clean this up quickly because this Charlotte Christian team is here to play.
Sloan Bolaños, rugby style kick, and backing up catching the ball, fair catch at the 39 of the Knights. So we'll see what kind of offense the Knights will try here against Cleveland, as they have good field position. Their D came up big on the first series of plays. It's a 3 and out for Cleveland. A couple of minus plays there for Cleveland. On first down, somebody turned the wrong way. On third down, Chase Stevens didn't have time to get a receiver and got sacked. So a good start for the Knights. At quarterback will be Owen Farrell. Out of the gun. There's a give. And no, nice fake. He rolls right, throws the ball at the last second. It's going to be ruled it's going to be ruled caught right on the sideline in front of the Cleveland bench. Didn't think that they got the ball in bounds, but they did, and it's in Cleveland territory at the Blue Raider 46-yard line.
I couldn't tell who made the catch there, Terry. But it was a nice sideline catch right there.
Yeah, he was practically out of bounds, and the Knights lineman moves, so it's the first penalty of the game, going to be against the homestanding Knights. So mark it back near midfield. And to the Knight 49. Very early in the first quarter, and unfortunately our screen does not give you the time on the clock. So
well, it does, we just can't read it.
Oh yeah, there's a symbol there blocking the time.
Yeah, you can see it moving, we just can't see what it says.
So it's going to be a keeper, quarterback left side, lowers the shoulder across midfield and forced out of bounds at the Cleveland 48-yard line. Cleveland, the white uniforms, blue numerals, names on the back of the jerseys this year. New uniforms for the Blue Raiders, and thanks to Mark Smith, a big part of having new uniforms for the Blue Raiders this year. Cleveland goes with the 4-man line, ball in their territory at the 48. And a give and run to the left side, opening there, and finally being tripped up. They get to the Cleveland 40 as coming up for Cleveland, David Yancey to make the trip, but they had running room to the left side, and carrying the ball was Tate Estep. No, let me change that.
That's Newcomb.
Newcomb, not Esteps.
So it'll be 3rd and about 3 right here for Charlotte Christian.
As Farrell looks to the sideline. Twins right side. Fires coming out of the backfield, pass incomplete as
he was open, Terry.
He was open there. We'll see what they do on 4th.
Yeah, he didn't turn. The tight end. It was a nice little fake run, and then he just was lobbing it over the top. And the tight end number 80 never turned around and looked at it. So that was Brandon Hetwer never turned around to look for the pass.
Brandon is going to Maryland next year on the football scholarship. He'll be a Terp, the Maryville Terps.
He's a large young'un at tight end.
So 4th down. They need 4. Motion back to the left side. They throw that way. Going to be a double pass. Downfield deep and incomplete. Throwing the ball was Elliot Newcomb. And we don't have a listing for him as far as what year in school.
That's interesting because, I mean, it was 4th and short there, and to choose to do that instead of trying to run the football and get the first down, or just a normal short pass by your quarterback was very interesting.
This early in the game,
yeah. But nice stop by the Cleveland defense right there. Bend but don't break. They gave up some yardage, but they were able to stop them and get the football back. And it'll be McGowan in at quarterback this time.
And going out to the flat, catching the ball is Davis. He's upended immediately. Greg, coming over to the station tonight, a few things running through my mind. One of them is I'd love to see a big game out of Davis. He has kind of been held in check the last couple of games. Would like for him to break out for 200 yards like he did the first 3 games. There's a quick pass, incomplete behind the receiver, who had not come out of the Braden Carroll. He hadn't taken a step. It's going to be nice little screen to him, looking for blockers, but it was a little behind him. He didn't hang on.
Yeah, and he was going to get some yards there because they're giving him some room. They're definitely giving him some room to actually to try not to let him get behind them.
Davis. And now motion back to the quarterback. Quick pass. And it's going to be Carroll. Carroll to the 45, near midfield, and brought down a couple of yards short of the first. Nice play that time by Cleveland High School. Motion back toward the quarterback and then throw to the spot where the man had just vacated. So nice play. Cleveland, 3rd down, and here's the snap. Up the middle, Cleveland, nice yards, 45 to about the 44.
No, they gave Carroll the first down on that that other play. That was very interesting. I mean, I didn't think he got there, but that last effort must have gotten him there.
Quick snap and inside handoff, but nowhere to go as barely the 46-yard line. Braden Carroll there on the direct snap. So Cleveland at the Knights 46. Boy, that's a full house backfield, and then they move people around.
Yeah, Cleveland gets Charlotte Christian hasn't seen their play where they move everybody around, and they get Charlotte Christian on a offsides there.
Second penalty of the game by Charlotte Christian.
The first down, Cleveland.
Cleveland's second drive of the game. We're in the first quarter here on Mix 104.1, no score. And after the penalty, it goes to the 41-yard line of Charlotte.
Cleveland looks a little more settled in this drive. That after that first drive, they got their nerves out and a little more settled right now and moving the ball down the football field.
Charlotte puts 5 on the line, inside handoff, spinning, and a few yards down to about the 37-yard line. Cleveland keeping it tight in there with Davis running that time. Greg, this series, they have had tight formations.
Well, and they've definitely been a tight formation, and that's the first time that Carroll has taken a snap, and they've run that that inside trap play right there to Davis. So they're adding some wrinkles out of this. It's the first time they've ever thrown out of that as well.
Pass to the end zone, caught by Cleveland, touchdown. Braden Carroll's first touchdown pass of the year, and I believe Sarton?
Yep, I think so.
We will wait and make sure, but Cleveland gets their first touchdown pass. We will say Sarton for the time being. I thought it might have been another player, but we'll go with Sarton until we're told different. So Cleveland going for the 2, it appears, empty backfield. Chase Stevens in there at quarterback. Snap to him. He rolls. He fires. Is it caught? Yes. 2-point conversion. Chase Stevens fires it.
Is that Trent Collins? Or is that Hubbard?
We can't tell right now at the present time with the view that we have. So Cleveland is up 8-0. We'll take a 60-second break and be back with the Cleveland football kickoff. This is sports on Mix 104.1, supplied all season long by Wholesale Supply Group. Open to the public.
As a homeowner, I'm always looking for peace of mind, especially when I have a costly unplanned expense, like a cooling system repair or replacement. That's when I turn to the free eScore home evaluation program offered by Cleveland Utilities. This program offers invaluable advice from experts trained and approved by TVA. A network of contractors are licensed and insured, so you can be assured the job will be done right and inspected for free. Sign up online at www.2escore.com or call Cleveland Utilities at 472-4521 to learn more. Always looking for ways to help our community. We are Cleveland Utilities, your hometown connection.
Bradley Concrete and Lamcon Ready Mix is a family-owned business and has been serving Cleveland for 40 years. They work with customers large and small. Call Bradley Concrete at 423-479-4541 or visit lamcon.us to find out more.
Cleveland's kickoff and taken 10, 15, 20. Look out. 30, still on his feet and almost to midfield before Cleveland brings him down. Great field position for the Knights as they trail Cleveland 8-0 here in the first quarter. Greg?
Yeah, it was a nice kickoff return right there. It was a little flatter than normal, and the returner was able to get the ball out and almost get them to midfield.
So it's going to be the Knights' second possession of the game, 48-yard line, their own 48 to start this drive, as Cleveland stopped them on fourth down after they'd crossed midfield on their previous drive. And quarterback keeper going across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, it's a nice run right there by Farrell. He had the option right there. Mm-hmm. He pulled it back, cut it up behind that guard, and was able to get 5.
So, I believe Farrell is a senior quarterback I saw earlier. They move to the left side, make it heavy package left side. And it's going to be Farrell running that way, stops, cuts it upfield through traffic to the 45 of Cleveland, to the 40, and into Cleveland territory at the 39 of the Blue Raiders.
Yeah, another nice run right there to get the first down, and they're about where they were after the last drive. We'll see what they can do with it this time in Blue Raider territory.
Both teams kind of filling each other out, seeing exactly where the strong point is. Cleveland had a 3-man line there. Here's a halfback pass going to be caught for a first down inside the 30-yard line. Flag goes flying, and from where it did, most likely a hold on the offensive lineman.
Yeah, that's coming from that back judge right there. So I'm assuming it's a holding penalty.
Elliott Newcomb was the passer that time as
ineligible man downfield.
Quarterback Farrell gave him the ball. He come up throwing. Second time they've had somebody other than the quarterback to throw the ball. The quarterback's 1 of 1. And the other guys 0 for 2.
Yeah, and Cleveland took a page out of their book and let Braden Carroll throw it for the first time as well.
That's right.
That's as far as I know, that's his first pass of the year.
So he's batting 1,000 on passing.
And we knew that was coming. We just hadn't seen it yet.
Third down at the Cleveland 38-yard line. And we get a stoppage in play. Let's see what this one's all about. No indication. Oh, we're going to mark it off against the Blue Raiders.
I think I saw the side judge over there. I think it was offsides Cleveland.
5-yarder puts it at the Cleveland 39-yard line. So still long. 3rd and long.
See if Cleveland can get a stop here.
As their offense is slower pace than the Blue Raiders, but practically everybody is.
Yeah, it's hard to run at the same pace that they run.
Pass, Farrell. Man wide open, nobody there. Leaps over a would-be tackler and goes inside the 30 near first down yardage. As a beautiful pass. Going in motion that time was Vincent Rosen. And to the right side, nobody picked him up in the Cleveland secondary. And so he caught it and got the first down. Here's a give left side. Cleveland doesn't come up with the first tackle. Yancey comes up from the linebacker position at the 25 and makes a stop. So deepest penetration yet for the Knights in this game.
Yeah, Cleveland again. They missed the first tackle there, but did a nice job of shutting him down there after the first miss.
So Newcomb is the running back there beside quarterback Farrell. And the big guy, the big tight end, is going to go to the right side of the lineup. There's a fake look over the middle. Deep man is there. Touchdown for the Knights.
It's E-step on the catch.
Yeah. And so E-step now has 4 touchdowns on the year. So a nice pass that time and open. Well, there was coverage there, but the ball was right on the money, Greg. So
yeah, that was a nice pass. That was a really nice pass.
And here they're going to go for the one, it appears. E-step will be the holder here. And the kicker will be Elijah Both. And Cleveland jumps. They may think about 2 from the 1.5 yards. And
yeah,
the coaches are signaling in some people. So they're getting a big lineman in there. And now, what do we have? A timeout? Apparently on the field. So a timeout. We'll take a quick 30-second break, and we'll be back in 30.
It's time to come home to Jenkins Deli, Cleveland and Bradley County's heritage restaurant for over 40 years. The owners of Jenkins have raised the bar in food quality, expanded the bar menu with new seating, new televisions. And now Jenkins has a Sunday brunch. You have to try Jenkins' new barbecue, including smoked pork and brisket. Live music on the Jenkins patio every Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. Dinner specials. It's time to come home to Jenkins. Follow Jenkins Deli on Facebook.
And the point after attempt, just short. Cleveland comes up and drops the quarterback as Owen Farrell was trying to get 1.5 yards after the Cleveland penalty. Cleveland stops him at the 1, and so the score 8-6, Cleveland on top, and we'll be back in 60 seconds with the kickoff by Charlotte Christian.
White Brothers Construction Company Incorporated has over half a century of experience completing some of the most challenging projects across the Southeast, from moving millions of cubic yards of excavation in Alabama to spanning rivers in Virginia. Find out more at WBCCI.com. WBCCI.com. Wright Brothers Construction Company congratulates the student athletes and families.
Hey guys, this is Dan Good from Crown. Just reminding you that Crown Jeep is Cleveland and Bradley County's Jeep headquarters.
ESPN Radio returns to Southeast Tennessee. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 FM is the new home of the Vols, Braves, Falcons, Bulldogs, and more of your favorite teams. Listen on air or at ESPNCleveland1013.com. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 FM.
At Zaxby's, we don't just make chicken fingers. We make the most premium tenderloin. 12-hour marinated, hand-breaded, fried to golden perfection. Deserves not 1, not 2, not even 3, but your choice of 12 dipping sauces chicken fingers. Chicken fingers that you can dip, dunk, or drizzle in ranch, and Zax sauce, and spicy Zax sauce, and honey mustard, and tongue torch, and barbecue. I'm out of time. Sausage. Zaxby's.
The CCS kickoff goes out of bounds, so it'll be Cleveland football. It's 8-6 in favor of the Blue Raiders. CCS being short for Charlotte Christian School. Greg, your thoughts here in the first quarter?
So, Terry, let me correct 2 things. I wasn't wrong just once. I was wrong twice. So it wasn't Sarton on the touchdown. It was Smith, which is probably what you thought. And then on the 2-point conversion, it was Trent Collins and not Hubbard. So just wanted to correct that and give those the recognition. So it was James Smith from Stevens on the, or no, that was from McGowan, wasn't it?
Yes.
No, it was from Carroll. It was from Braden Carroll.
Braden Carroll,
yeah, on the 37-yard touchdown, and then Trent Collins from Stevens on the 2-point conversion to for Cleveland's 8-6 lead right now.
And so, we try to give credit where it's due, and sometimes we just pass it around to anybody.
You just give it to anybody,
yes,
no doubt.
Whoever's needing some credit, you're going to get it. That's right. So here we go with another kickoff as they move the Knights back to the 35-yard line. See if they want to go deep. I didn't think so. It's going to be taken at the 32-yard line to the 40. 45, breaking midfield, down the sideline, 40, 30. Cleveland with a great return, and they score.
Touchdown.
About a 70-yard return. I want to say David Yancey, but I'm not 100% sure. But Cleveland scores on a kickoff return. So the Blue Raiders move it to a 14-6 lead here in the first quarter. Beautiful run from around 70 yards for that kickoff return. If memory serves, first kickoff return of the season.
Yeah, I think so.
And the point after, they're lining up with Bolaños to a try, Emilio Green the holder, Stevens the snapper, kick in the air, it is blocked. So no extra point. So we'll take a break here. 60-second break. The score now, the Blue Raiders are on top, 14-6 over Charlotte Christian.
Hey, Grandpa.
Well, hey, Jimmy. You look a little down in the mouth.
I'm supposed to, write this essay.
What's the subject?
Work ethic.
Oh, Jimmy, it's the attitude to work hard, do a job right, and stay with it till it's done.
Like when Mom asks me to, clean my room?
Sure. Do a thorough job with a good attitude till it's done right.
Who could I use as, an example for my essay?
Well, the folks at Springdale Heating and Air. Some folks rush the cleanup on an air conditioner. At Springdale, they clean it very thoroughly, no matter how long it takes. They don't want to lick that calf over again.
Lick a calf? Grandpa, you have, weird English.
What do you mean, Jimmy?
Grandpa.
Springdale Heating and Air. Old-fashioned friendly. And always more than your money's worth. 479-6363.
The Raiders here in the first quarter up at 14-6 over CCS, which we're going to shorten Charlotte Christian to CCS. And Greg, after the first series of 3 and out, it's gotten interesting since then for the Cleveland Blue Raiders.
Yeah, they haven't been able to stop them again on special teams or on offense. So we'll see how this goes. And we may be up for a track meet, Terry.
So on 1st and 10 from the 20, pass downfield. And the camera doesn't keep up with it. It doesn't look good. The camera doesn't cover it for us. And there's a lot of celebration on.
Yeah, it's an 80-yard touchdown pass by Newcomb. We just don't know who he threw it to.
So this one's going to go back and forth, I think. 80-yard on 1st and 10 play after the Cleveland kickoff is not returned. So 80-yard pass play
to Rosen. It was Rosen on the pass there. So that was Newcomb to Rosen.
And so immediately they're going to go for 2. Quarterback, another receiver running with the ball, throwing to the end zone, uncontested. They like to give the ball to other people to throw it. And let's see.
That was E-Step threw it, but I couldn't see who caught it. So E-Step was the third person to touch it. He threw it, but I didn't see who caught it in the end zone.
So it's a 2-point pass on the PAT to Mr. Unknown. And so here it's still in the first quarter. It's now a 14-14 ball game, and Greg and I will be back in 60 seconds.
Pediatric Dentistry and Orthodontics of Chattanooga is excited to announce the opening of their new Cleveland location at 680 Stewart Road. Our new location is combined with pediatric dentistry and orthodontics all under one roof. From routine dental cleanings to braces, we've got you covered. We can't wait to see you at our beautiful new office. Give us a call to get scheduled at 423-541-5500 or visit www.pdoc.com. Pediatric Dentistry and Orthodontics of Chattanooga, where success starts with a smile.
Purchase 4 Bridgestone Dueler AT Revo 3 or Dueler AT Ascent tires to be eligible for $100 instant savings. Or purchase 4 Firestone Destination XT, Destination AT, Destination AT2, Destination MT, Destination MT2, Transforce AT or Transforce AT2 tires to be eligible for $100 savings. Limit 2 per household at Cleveland Tire Center, 4699 North Lee Highway in Cleveland.
The kickoff by the Knights, and we get a stoppage in play. I don't know exactly why. 2 officials discussing the world situation and walking back. Looks like the Knights are going to get to do it all over again. 14-14 here on Mix 104.1 as we are at the station watching the live stream feed from Charlotte Christian, and so Cleveland jumped out to 8-0. The Knights came back and made it 8-6. Cleveland on a 70-yard kickoff return by Yancey goes up 14-6, and the Knights have just come back on an 80-yard pass play and a 2-point conversion to tie the game at 14. And the Knights will kick off again from the 40. So apparently the first kickoff is null and void. This one...
He doesn't like to kick it in bounds.
No, that one's out of bounds. So in North Carolina high school football, I'm kind of hoping they give you the ball at the 35 like Tennessee, or are they going to make them kick it again?
They're going to make them kick it again. And one other interesting thing, Terry, and I didn't say it a few minutes ago, is we were talking, when Charlotte Christian was going down the field, the running play, they had a running back hurdle a defensive player. In Tennessee, that's not legal, but apparently in North Carolina, it is legal.
So, ball goes back to the 35, and for the third time, we'll try kicking the ball again. Game tied at 14, still in the first quarter. I can make out the last 2 numbers on what we're being shown as the scoreboard. It's 04. So we've got, I don't know how many minutes and 4 seconds in the first quarter. This one's going to be fielded at the 20, 25, 30, and down there at the 35-yard line. So last time Cleveland scampered 70 yards for a score. David Yancey scoring on the kickoff. That time Trent Collins is the returner for the Blue Raiders, and Trent gets to the 35.
And there's a penalty flag at the 35. So we'll see what that is.
The men in stripes, Greg,
they've been busy.
They've been busy here in the first quarter. It's going to be a hold against Cleveland. And first major penalty. In fact, the first penalty, I think, on the second penalty.
And offsides.
Oh, yes. Okay. You're right. So, second penalty, the first one more than 5 yards. Cleveland will start this drive at their own 24-yard line.
Lots of trick plays by both teams already, Terry. So it'll be interesting to see if any team can actually catch a rhythm with their normal offense here and see if they can get moving.
And other than pride, a region standing not on the line here, Cleveland and Charlotte playing so that both could have a game this week, give left side a couple of yards at best for the Blue Raiders. We're tied at 14 here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and I was looking, Terry, and I guess it's probably why they wanted to do the game as well, is it looked like they had a couple of games canceled as well, so they also needed to pick up a game.
Absolutely. We'll talk about that after this play by Cleveland. And trying to bounce through there and not getting a lot of running room is Davis. Yes, the score of their game last week was 2-0 because it was a forfeit. The other team didn't show. And so you know the story about Cleveland and Red Bank. So both these teams wanted a game tonight very badly. As Stevens is a quarterback. Davis behind him, as always, almost. Stevens looks. Left side. Double coverage. Pass. Incomplete. Near the Knights' 40-yard line. And Cleveland will have to punt for the second time in the game.
So good coverage right there. Again, it was intended for Braden Carroll, and they're rolling that safety like most teams do. They're rolling that safety over the top to help cover Braden Carroll.
Another thought today, Greg.
You've had a lot of thoughts today.
I had a lot of thoughts. Maybe I wasn't concentrating on the road, but I sure was thinking a lot. But, we've talked about it before. Sometimes it's nice to go for the shorter pass, and not every time, but sometimes. Fair catch, second time in the game by the receiver for the Knights, and sometimes you just got to pick up the first down.
Yeah, and again, that's kind of not Cleveland's MO. They tend to really try to hit the big play quite often. So it makes for a less percentage, but when you hit the big play, it definitely you can score quick.
On the artificial turf at Charlotte Christian, they have it hash mark their side of the field at the 38 after the fair catch on Bolaños' punt. Good snap and keeper by the quarterback. He had the option there, kept it himself, goes right up the middle across the 35 to the 40-yard line. Nice pickup, only a couple of yards short of the first. So they gain yards straight up the middle.
Well, it's interesting. Farrell is the quarterback, and he seems to be the better runner, and Newcomb is the running back, and he seems to be the one that throws the long pass. So wonder if they've ever thought about switching them.
Greg,
that would be profound.
If you're being coached by NFL players, I don't know if you'd question that a whole lot. Go with the flow.
Valid point. Enough said.
2nd and 3 for the Knights, just across their 40. And a fake and running to the left side. Not sure he wanted to, but he's going to be thrown for a loss, a penalty flag, and it's going to be on Cleveland. And Jayon Smith, who caught the touchdown pass earlier in this quarter, is called for the face mask on the tackle.
Yeah, that was a great job by Smith coming up and not being fooled by the fake and picking it up. But they call the horse collar instead of the face mask there, but it's still either way, it's 15.
And so a good play, but due to the flag, they're going to have a first down, keeping the drive alive. 14-0 here on Mix 104.1, still in the first quarter. It has been a little bit of a lengthy quarter with all the scoring, the penalties. Cleveland jumped out 8-0. The Knights came back to make it 8-6. Cleveland went up at 14-6. Knights came back and tied it at 14-all.
I think we're at the end of the first quarter. The Knights are staying in the huddle, and it looks like time's winding down to 0, and we're going to switch it. So I think we're at the end of 1.
At the end of 1 here on Mix 104.1. It's Cleveland football as they travel to Charlotte, North Carolina, tied at 14. And sports on Mix 104.1, supplied all season long by Wholesale Supply Group, open to the public. We'll be back in 60.
Solutions Finance of Tennessee, your hometown lender. Locally owned and operated. Loans for used cars, motorcycles, ATVs, home improvement, furniture and appliance purchases, and other worthwhile purpose. Solutions Finance. Keith Street, phone 339-6772.
This is Dr. Brian Beard with the Center for Cosmetic Dentistry. We think going to the dentist should be a good experience and maybe even fun. You might see us dancing with our patients on Facebook or TikTok because we are changing the perception of going to the dentist. Life is short. Let's have fun and laugh and enjoy it. Come see the Center for Cosmetic Dentistry difference. Hey, let's do a TikTok.
ESPN Radio returns to Southeast Tennessee. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 FM is the new home of the Paul Feinbaum Show, Greeny, The Drive, and more of your favorite shows. Listen on air or at ESPNCleveland1013.com. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 FM.
Thank you for choosing Whirlpool, where we are committed to being the best global kitchen and laundry company in constant pursuit of improving life at home. For more information on Whirlpool, please visit whirlpool.com.
We go to the second quarter, game tied at 14 here on Mix 104.1. Terry Evans, Greg Phillips bringing you the game on the live stream from Charlotte, North Carolina. And Greg, is it next week that you go back to being a TV man?
I have no earthly idea, Terry. That's a valid question.
I led you as much as I could, Greg. You got to run under the ball and catch it.
I'm not very good. I'm not very good at that. I can't keep up with my schedule.
I guess we went to the deep ball once too often there. Well, I'll give you a short pass next time. All right. Anyway, to be determined, Greg, on mixtv.tv, and we're going to find out exactly when in a moment. We have a momentary pause on the field. And I'm not sure that we have an indication about this one. Officials conferring. Guys, it's time to snap the ball. I don't know, Greg. The thrill of not being there to know what's going on. Anyway, rather than talk about that, talk about some people that richly deserve some big thank yous. Southland Finance brings you the halftime show. Southland Finance, located at Peerless and 25th Street in front of Ace Hardware. Ace Hardware. Southlandfinance.net.
Terry, I will be with you next week, and it's the next week that I'm out.
Okay, and that is over at Meg's.
Hope Meg's.
Yeah, you discussed that last week. You did the Oldaway game last week, and so you discussed it during that time.
Oh, so there's somebody, they're recognizing somebody out on the field here. This is, it feels like it's halftime, but it's really just the end of the first quarter. I think the first quarter was so long, the officials thought it was halftime as well. So they're starting the halftime festivities.
So next week, Greg and I will have the last regular season home game of the year for the Blue Raiders. Bearden comes to town. And that's going to be a tremendously important region game. Last night, Maryville put 62 on Bearden. I think they were trying to make a statement. Usually, and Maryville wins, almost every week. And usually when they get about 40 on the scoreboard, they kind of let other people get to play. And Maryville rarely, in my opinion, runs up a score. But last night they put 62 on Bearden and wasn't there. Don't know the details, but I think they were making a statement. Another halfback pass for the Knights, and is it going to be ruled incomplete? So, Greg pointed out that the running back is doing most of the passing, but the quarterback has been very accurate.
Yeah, it's interesting. Now, how many did Bearden score, Terry? What was the score? 62 to what? Do you know?
Yes, I forgot.
Sure.
I think
we're on it tonight. We're leading each other, and we're the blind leading the blind.
There we go. That's pretty much it. We'll check that in a moment. I think it was 24. Here comes Cleveland on the blitz, and they get through that down to the 30, to the 25, and make that the 30. And so Cleveland came with the blitz. The Knights run left. Cleveland's not there to make the stop, and so it's a big first down run.
Yeah, that was Newcomb on the carry right there for about 13. That's 24. He's got 24 yards, and Farrell's got 21.
So it's Bearden coming to Cleveland next week, a region game, very, very huge. Quarterback with the ball again, running out of bounds at the Cleveland sideline. I don't know if he misread or he made a late decision to keep it himself. nevertheless, he has ran that option a lot tonight. So,
tell you one interesting thing is we haven't called Antonio Westfield's name yet in the entire first quarter. He hasn't, and again, we've seen him in the backfield all time, and I'm gonna have to keep an eye on him because he hasn't even really been in the backfield during this either. So it's they've been doing a nice job, probably double teaming him. I'll kind of keep an eye on that and let you know. But that's been one of the interesting things that I've seen thus far.
And we have 11:19 to go in the first half. Game tied at 14. We've got a timeout on the field. We have not had enough time tonight to talk about a lot of special people. And once again, without these people, we don't get to do these ball games. You don't get to hear them on Mix 104.1. Wojtek Center for Orthopedic Care for all your orthopedic needs. Wojtek.com. Dale's Heating and Air. Just call Dales.com. Chick-fil-A located on Key Street and Paul Huff. Download the Chick-fil-A app today. So some of the people that help bring these games to you. Timeout is over, and there's a fake and running for his life. Farrell running to the right side, going to keep it and be forced out near the 20 of Cleveland. So Owen Farrell, nice running play, accurate passer and a nice runner, a very good runner with the ball.
Yeah, it looks like he got about 11 on that and got the first down. So it'll be first and 10 from just outside the red zone.
Motion back to the quarterback. Cleveland adjust. They're still looking, and they ran motion too quick in the allotted time. Usually, you want your motion right before the ball snapped. They didn't do that.
Looks like they changed the play out and they're starting again.
High snap. Farrell throws and going to be caught at the 8-yard line and down. As Vincent Rosen is on the reception. He has been a dependable receiver for them, and so that means they are in the Kia of Cleveland drive zone. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3 on South Lee. Kia of Cleveland.
So that is 119 yards receiving for Rosen already.
Snap. Keeper quarterback wide open for about 4 yards. Untouched Owen Farrell. They really opened the line there nicely right over right guard. And Farrell will put the Knights on top for the first time tonight. And clock will show 9:55 here in the first half. So,
yeah, that was a nice run. That was the run, kind of a run pass option right there, and he pulled the ball out of the fake and was able to get upfield nicely.
They have been running that very successful, and he's made the right decision almost all of the time. Kick in the air, and the point after is good. So the Knights will go on top of Cleveland 21-14. We'll be back in 60 with the kickoff. This is Sports on Mix 104.1, supplied all season long by Wholesale Supply Group, open to the public.
Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or achy? Dr. James Gooden at Milligan Vein offers an office treatment that can make you look and feel better, and your procedure is covered by most insurance. Visit milliganvein.com or call Dr. Gooden today at 423-961-5682.
Solutions Finance of Tennessee, your hometown lender. Locally owned and operated. Loans for used cars, motorcycles, ATVs, home improvement, furniture and appliance purchases, and other worthwhile purpose. Solutions Finance. Keith Street, phone 339-6772.
Hi, I'm Chuck Martin. Recently, I lost my wife after a 2.5-year battle with cancer. If you want someone that will treat you with dignity and give you personalized service and show you compassion during the hardest time of your life, then you want Pool Funeral Home and Cremation Services. That's who I chose, and I'm very glad I did.
Pool Funeral Home and Cremation Services, serving your family like our family. Visit us online at efhcleveland.com or call 423-472-1152.
Charlotte Christian Knights lead for the first time in the game at 21-14. Here is the Knight kickoff taken at the 18-yard line of Cleveland on the left side of the field. It's going to be Trent Collins returns. He went to the right, reverses his field across the 20, across the 30, and Trent makes it interesting to the Cleveland 37-yard line. Greg, nice return.
Yeah, that's a couple of nice returns by Collins right there to get Cleveland in a nice field position.
Updating scores, this is Ace Hardware scoreboard update. Walker Valley up 13-0 with 3:15 to go in the first quarter down at Howard, and that game is on 99.1. And then down at Bear Stadium tonight with just over 5 minutes to go in the first half, it was Farragut 14, Bradley 7. That game on 101.3 ESPN Cleveland. And Cleveland with a toss from Stevens and nowhere to go and losing his footing inside the 30. Big loss on the play for the Blue Raiders that time on Reggie Hubbard, his first carry of the game.
Yeah, Terry, I think that was supposed to be a pass play. He stopped like that was going to be a pass play. So I think the original intent there was for him to pass it.
Stevens back, fires right side, going to be caught for a first down at the 40 and finally forced out of bounds up near midfield. So Cleveland will move the chains and a Cleveland Ford first down as Stevens put it on the money.
It's Carroll.
Right in front of the Cleveland bench. Braden Carroll on the reception. Cleveland to the line. First and 10 at their 45 and straight up the gut to almost midfield. Nearly a 5-yard pickup straight forward on Isaiah Davis running the ball. His best run. Quick snap, and it's Davis, middle of the field. And did the ball come loose? The Knights think it's their football at midfield. We'll see what the men in striped shirts have to say about it. One of the few, if he did lose it, one of the few times that Davis has fumbled this year.
He's been very sure-handed. Looks like they're going to keep it with Cleveland.
So Cleveland trailing in the game for the first time. We're in the second quarter, 21-14 in favor of CCS. Clock running with 8:50 on the second quarter clock. Braden Carroll will come in. And Jayon Smith will also come in. So Stevens is out. Davis is out.
Most of the time when Carroll's in, Westfield's in the game, and he wasn't in with him that time.
Braden Carroll up the middle to midfield to 40, 30. Out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. Nice run, Braden Carroll. He has some speed. He has some quickness, and nice picking his way through there as the Knights have a player injured back at the point of attack.
Yeah, give him 28 on that carry, Terry.
Best running play of the night for Cleveland by far.
Yeah, Cleveland's total rushing, of course, you've got the -10 by Hubbard. You had a -12 by Stevens on the sack. But Cleveland, 12 rushes for 26 yards right now.
Let's go over some other sponsors as they attend to the injured Knight at midfield. Touchdowns brought to you by Tennessee Valley Urology, tnvalleyurology.com, with offices in Cleveland and Athens. L&B Appliances brings you the extra point for these broadcasts. Penalties brought to you by Independent Insulation Services, your spray foam experts, 423-716-3762. Independent Insulation Services. Punts by Cleveland Utilities, your hometown connection. L&B Appliance, as we said, bringing you the extra points. L&B Appliance, large enough to meet all your appliance needs, small enough to appreciate your business. Derrickey Road and Highway 64, L&B Appliance. Well, Greg, the Knights were down. Cleveland scores first. They come back to make it 8-6. Cleveland goes up with a kickoff return. and makes it 14-8, and then the Knights come back and tied at 14, and now here in the second quarter at the 9:55 mark, Farrell scores on a 4-yard run, and it's 21-14. Clock will show 8:24 in the half.
Yeah. Let me get my mic back set here, Terry. I was trying to eat something. Cleveland definitely moving the ball. They've moved the ball down the field progressively here. It was a nice 28-yard run by Carroll, and Cleveland knocking on the door.
Stevens fires. Going to be caught on the right side, a few yards on the pickup. Pretty good coverage over there. The pass is caught by Reggie Hubbard III, his first reception of the game. He has been a dependable receiver this year, also playing cornerback.
Yeah, he when he gets the ball in his hands, he's dangerous.
Trips to the short side of the field, passes there. The pass is thrown that way. It was high, goes through the hands of the intended receiver. That's probably good for Cleveland because Hubbard was going to be smacked as soon as he got the ball, and luckily it went high and over his head because a defender was right there in his face.
Yeah, Charlotte Christian they definitely weren't fooled the second time. They weren't fooled the first time and definitely weren't fooled the second time.
Here's a give, running hard inside the 20 to the 19. Cleveland is in the key of Cleveland drive zone. Ball to the 19, Davis on the carry.
It's interesting they chose to run there on third down, but it put them in fourth and manageable. So they'll go for it on 4th and 5 from just inside the red zone there at about the 19.
Cleveland trailing at 21-14, hash mark, Cleveland side of the field. They look to Coach Tigard. Stevens. Low snap, backs up, screen pass left side, caught by Davis. Davis to the 15 and down.
Ooh, that's good.
Out of bounds. That will be very close depending on the spot. He went out of bounds on the home side of the field, and of course the chain gang is on the visitor side, so we'll see about the spot. And looks like the ball's going to go over on downs.
Yeah, he needed to make the 14 or about the 14, and about the 12, and he didn't make it.
Ball goes over on downs to the home team. That could be a big deal right here in the first half. So the Knights hold on 4th down. Davis comes up a yard or two short, and they get the ball at their own 14. Cleveland jumps. A little bit too much anticipation as quarterback Farrell kind of claps his hands, and Cleveland was coming after him.
Yeah, Cleveland, Westfield a little excited there. He hasn't been able to get in the backfield yet, so he's probably a little frustrated.
He'll line up at right defensive tackle. Farrell gives it off, S-step, and not much there. Cleveland really stacks him up near the line of scrimmage. Not a lot of gain, if any. So, good D by Cleveland. 2nd and 5 still, near the 20-yard line. That is going to be the home team 20-yard line, the Knights. Clock at 6:30 in the first half. It's 21-14, Cleveland trailing.
Cleveland needs to get a stop right here. Keep them pinned down in their territory.
Option. Here's a pass. It's going to be caught, and they've got the first down up to the 28-yard line. Coming up with the reception is Brandon Hetwer. As we said, going to Maryland to play next year. And it's going to be the Knights quickly to the line. Second pass of the game for Hetwer. Hettwer, Hetwer, I'm thinking.
I think that's what it is.
And they will go wide receiver, extremely wide toward the Cleveland sideline. But option again, going to be kept by the quarterback, and he'll get a couple of yards, not much. Cleveland does better defending that play. And as Greg pointed out, A.J. Westfield tonight has been held in check. Of course, they're putting 2 or 3 people on him, and so that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to take him out of the game.
Clock at the 5:25 mark of the first half. 21-14, Knights on top of the Raiders. The Knights with the black uniform, white numerals. Cleveland, the white uniforms and blue numerals. Oh, it's going to be
flea flicker.
Flea, yeah. If our screen can catch up, and there's the flea, and here's the flick, and it's out of bounds. So, a little trickery again by the Knights. Both teams feeling, nothing to lose tonight. Yeah, it's not going to affect the region standings, and so why not try whatever we can think of?
Yeah, both teams pulling out of their repertoires tonight to try to. This is one of those fun games where they're going to try a little bit of everything.
So. Again, a little momentary pause. And for them, 3rd and 10 coming up. They have the ball because they stopped Cleveland on 4th down at the 14-yard line. Blue Raiders were in the red zone.
Big play right here for Cleveland.
Empty backfield pass on the out pattern, no good. Intended for Tate Estep. And Tate couldn't reach that one, so looks like it's going to be punting time for the Knights. And Greg, correct me, but is this the first CCS punt?
This is the first time we'll see their punter.
Clock stopped at 5:02 in the half. Cleveland home next week, the last regular season home game, and it's a biggie. As Bearden will come to town. Bearden having a tough year record-wise, but they're still a very good football team, had a world of injuries, and they've got a world of talent. Almost a roster turnover from last year. They have a lot of people moving into that school, and so it will be a good football game, Greg, and could very well determine who hosts a home game in the playoffs.
That's what I was going to say, Terry. It's a huge game because Cleveland wins that game. They're pretty much assured of a first or second place finish, and will host at least the first round again, and then that will play Maryville to determine who is the who's going to be the number 1 overall seed and at least host a couple of rounds. And I can't remember the way it goes. I actually think it goes the other direction, so it would be 2 because our region hosted last year all the way through.
Right.
So I think after the second round, it would go to the other region as a host.
No return on the Knights punt. Cleveland has it. Good field position at their 48-yard line. Need points off of a good drive, and this one's not going to go anywhere on 1st down. And there's a flag. As they just wouldn't let go of Isaiah Davis. 2 Knights had him down, and official standing right there with the white cap threw the flag about 10 feet high.
Yeah, I think they just kept hitting after the play, so that'll be a nice first down for Cleveland here.
So when they stop walking, it's at the 39-yard line, a big 15-yarder. So Cleveland needs to take advantage as the clock goes inside 5 minutes in the half. 21-14, Knights over Raiders. Bunch package to the right side. High snap, and McGowan's going to have to chase it down and fall on it. First bad snap of the evening. That one goes over Kayson's head across the 50-yard line. He recovers at the Cleveland 48. And the last 2 times Cleveland has had the ball, the last time stopped at the 14 on 4th down, and this one they're driving in CCS territory, and the snap puts them back across midfield, Greg.
And Terry, this is the first time this year that they haven't had trouble with the snap the entire year. And this entire game, they've really, the snaps have been kind of all over the place.
high, but he brings the snap down. Casey McGowan over the middle, complete off the fingertips of Cleveland's Reggie Hubbard III. That one had a little steam on it.
Yeah, Cleveland 6 of 10. With 3 different passers. Graydon Carroll 1 of 1 for the 37-yard touchdown to James Smith. But as a whole, they're 6 of 10 for 71 yards here in the first half.
Smith will line up wide left, and Sarton will be inside him. Actually stands right behind him now.
Cleveland has, with less than 4 minutes left in this one, Cleveland has less than 100 yards of total offense right now.
Having to scramble, throw on the run, and McGowan's pass to the 15-yard line, incomplete. Coverage there. Nobody could come up with it. So he didn't get much protection that time and had to throw on the run, but he was moving forward, so he got more on it. So the Blue Raiders looking at 4th and long, and so it's going to be Sloan Bolaños in to punt the ball. I don't see a fake punt coming up here. Too many yards to go.
Yeah, that's a long ways to go.
They've got to get to the 28, so here's the rugby-style kick by Bolaños, and they're going to let it hit on the turf and get out of the way, and it will roll down inside the 10-yard line. Great field position, defensive field position for the Blue Raiders as the Knights start this one down inside their 5.
Yeah, that's a nice job by Bolaños right there, getting the roll off the rugby-style kick, and they'll start with 3:33 left here in the half. Charlotte Christian will start deep in their own territory. Looks like about the.
Yeah, they're going to give them a little bit more. I just thought it was inside the 5, but they're going to say the 5-yard line.
Somebody must have touched it because it rolled to about the 3, but so they're going to give it to them at about the 6. So one of the Cleveland players must have touched it right there.
Okay, and Cleveland trailing 21-14 here in the second quarter. As Greg said, triple threes on the clock. So Owen Farrell to get the snap. Gives, and Cleveland has it covered. They barely get back to the line of scrimmage or a little more. They had him in the backfield and kind of slipped through. I thought they were going to throw him down, Greg, near the 2.
Well, and again, that's the first time that A.J. Westfield has been in the backfield tonight and almost got him there, but was unable to wrangle him down.
Newcomb, the carrier. Waiting the snap will be Farrell. Second down. Cleveland barely moves, and it's going to be called. Just a little bit too anxious on the D-line, and just of course, you get about 270 pounds in motion, and it wasn't the big man for Cleveland, but it was one of the others, and just a little bit too much movement by the body. It wasn't Westfield that time. So it makes things easier on the Knights. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Cleveland trailing 21-14, getting late in the first half. Option to go over the middle. The pass is going to be caught at the 30-yard line and up to the 36-yard line. Nice pass, good reception. The receiver comes up limping. He's going to come out of the game. I think he might have come down on the ball there, possibly, and had the breath knocked out of him. But a nice catch by Rosen, and it's a first down, move the chains. A Cleveland Ford first down. As Knights try to get set up correctly, tied into the right side. And again, the RPO, quarterback going to roll left, and he'll gain about 4 yards, run out of bounds on the left side at the Cleveland bench. And we want to think, as we get a view of partially of the stands over there on the other side from the camera angle, and those Cleveland fans over there, very proud of them to be there tonight. Long trip over there, and not many fans, of course, as you would expect on a trip that long and a last-minute situation. But thanks to those people there supporting the Blue Raiders. Pass going to be caught at midfield, breaking a tackle, and to the 40 of Cleveland and down. So their pass plays are coming to fruition here on this drive. As, again, catching the ball was Brandon Hetwer. And the big guy, as we said numerous times, going to Maryland next year. He's got the ball at the Cleveland 40-yard line. New set of downs. Straight quarterback keep to the right side. Oh, nice submarine tackle. Reggie Hubbard, the third, comes up and takes the ankles away from the quarterback.
Yeah, it was a nice. And the thing about Farrell, he's a good sized quarterback. So they're having to hit him low because he's a load coming at them.
Yeah, unfortunately, their program doesn't give height, weight, or year in school. He rolls to the left, squares the shoulders, fires. Short pass is going to be caught. They're going to have another first down inside Cleveland's 30 to about the 28-yard line. This is a smooth operating group, Greg. First series wasn't that good for either team, but they have come on and they are smooth operators out there on offense.
Yeah, that was number 15, Corbin Hall on the catch there.
So clock at 1 minute, timeout on the field, and we're going to take it with them. We'll be back in 60. The score with 1 minute to go in the half, it's going to be Cleveland trailing 21-14.
Checking the Cash is your one-stop money shop and has been helping customers with cash solutions since 1993. If you're short on cash and need a little help to overcome a financial hurdle, we're here for you. Our Chattanooga area stores, including Cleveland and Athens, offer payday loans and flex line of credit options. We understand that doing the research for these loans can be overwhelming. That's why we strive to make the application process simple and convenient. We also provide quick in-store services like check cashing, money orders, wire transfers, and even gift card buyback. Want to learn more about your options? Visit our website at checkintocash.com. Our lending decisions are made quickly, and if approved, you can have cash in hand. Take the first step toward a bright financial future. We're here to help. Not all consumers will qualify. Eligibility, rates, terms, and conditions apply. Rates, restrictions, and fees apply to store services. Please call or visit your local store for details.
Here is a roll to the right side, and the quarterback keeps and goes out of bounds. Tiptoed the sideline and gained about 5 or 6 yards more than he should have. Cleveland chased him, and when it looked like he was going out around the 27, he turned it up, tiptoed down to about the 22.
Yeah, that gives him 12 carries for about 52 yards tonight. So he's done a nice job on the ground thus far.
I tell you who else is doing a nice job, and this is no joking at all. It's hard to keep stats on a game like this when you're not actually there, and Greg, you're doing a great job of doing that.
We'll see how right they are.
Well, if Greg says it, it's official. So they thought Cleveland jumped again on the D-line, but no flag this time, thankfully. And it's going to be a draw play. No, he's going to pass over the middle. Looked like a quarterback draw, but he passed when he got almost to the line of scrimmage. It's low, but it's going to be caught, and it's Corbin Hall again, second reception of this drive. Timeout on the field. We'll keep it here. 45 seconds to go until we go to the Southland Finance halftime show on Mix 104.1. Greg will have the stats of the first half, official stats, I'd like to add. No joking at all. And the stats by Greg, sponsored at the halftime by Waste Connections, wasteconnections.com. Greg, interesting football game here on Mix 104.1 tonight from North Carolina.
Yeah, it definitely has. I mean, both of these teams are very good teams. You know, they both jumped out and scored a bunch of points in the first half, and then got here in the second half. It really hasn't been a lot of scoring. It's been more of a defensive struggle and all that in the second quarter. But right now, it's 21-14. Charlotte Christian leads, and they're knocking on the door. They're at the 17-yard line of Cleveland, and we'll see if, with 45 seconds left, we'll see if they can punch it in right here. If the Blue Raiders can hold strong.
So to the line, the Knights fake, Fires to the end zone. Did he catch it in bounds? No, out of bounds. Nice try, nice hustle. And the ball thrown where the DB for Cleveland had no chance of coming up with the pick. And so out of bounds, though, led his man too far. So that's going to stop the clock.
Yeah, so that makes Farrell 8 of 13, 134 yards. And then Newcomb, the running back, is 1 of 3 for 80 yards. So they're, as a whole, 9 of 16 for 214 yards passing here in the first half.
Another timeout as we have 39 seconds on the clock. Second down coming up. Farrell has only thrown 1 pick this year, so that's pretty impressive.
Well, that's because Newcomb throws it all the time.
Well, that was a good point in the first quarter. Newcomb certainly had a lot of opportunities. But anyway, we've got to give some credit to Crown Automotive. New 2024 Grand Cherokees 4XE up to $12,000 off at Crown Automotive. Also, new 2024 Dodge Durango up to $10,000 off. 2024 Jeep Wrangler, brand new, up to $8,000 off. You get the idea of what we're talking about. Ram 2500s up to $10,000 off at Crown Automotive here in Cleveland.
Terry, 2nd and 10 right here, ball at the 17-yard line. 39 seconds left, so it's a big series right here. Big next couple of plays for the Blue Raiders to see if they can keep this at a one-score game.
So after the timeout, quick snap, and he wants to fake to the running back, but the running back was on the other side from the fake, pass to the end zone, incomplete. He actually faked nobody out because everybody saw he still had the ball. So, and I think we have a receiver down for the Knights. The intended receiver is down just out of bounds. And so another stoppage in play, and clock shows 32 seconds. And we will take a 60-second break here. Send it over to Keeley for this 60-second break.
Imagine a truck that doesn't just own the road, it dominates it. It's not just about the destination. It's about the journey. And our new GMC Sierra is elevating every moment of that journey for me. It's not just a truck. It's a lifestyle. Don Ledford didn't just sell me a truck. They saw the lifestyle I wanted, and they found me that truck.
Hometown service with a smile. If that's something you haven't experienced in a while, then maybe you should talk with the friendly staff at Joe Rogers Office Supply. With free delivery, no minimum order requirements, and a great selection of office supplies and office furnishings, they're sure to brighten your day. Visit or call today at 476-7527. That's Joe Rogers Office Supply for friendly hometown service with a smile.
So we're back to action after the injured player for the Knights attended to just outside the end zone.
They're still attending to him over there, but we're gonna go back to playing, I think.
Oh yes,
he's still over there down.
Now the official
finally thought, hey, wait a minute. I don't think we're supposed to do that.
Hey, buddy, can you move so we can continue the game?
Yeah. Terry, let me give some scores while we're holding off there. So Farragut in the second, 21-14 over Bradley. You already know this score. Charlotte 21, Cleveland 14. Walker Valley 20-0 over Howard in the second. Interesting one here. McMinn County 7, Ray County 6 in the second quarter, and then McMinn Central 7, Meigs 12, Polk County of Wartburg are 0-0 in the second.
Draw play up the middle, still fighting, hit a couple of times at the 20 to the 10 and down inside the 10, refusing to go down. A nice run that time by Estep. Carrying the ball, L.J. Porter, his first carry of the game. He's their highly talented, and a lot of people want him as a defensive back. He plays safety, but his first carry, L.J. Porter, nice run as Cleveland has a hurt player.
So, Terry, I just realized, I just put this together. So, L.J. Porter, I actually played baseball with his dad. So, L.J. Porter's dad is from Morristown, played at Morristown East. I just realized that because I've been seeing him all along, and it just clicked with me when you said L.J. Porter. I was like, and it's his, so I've kind of been keeping up with him throughout the years. I mean, he's always been just a monster kid, and has a great, like you say. I mean, he's being recruited by pretty much everybody. But yeah, I actually played baseball. I actually played baseball with his dad in college.
Oh, well, that's an interesting story.
So, just kind of, again, it's crazy how it's a small world, and it's crazy how you make connections.
It is, and honestly, for people that don't know Greg very well, he played, was a star athlete in high school and college, and we go places and he'll say, oh yeah, I know that guy, or I knew his family, played against him or with him, and so forth. And if you ever get to meet Greg, just walk up to him and, Greg, how was your college career and your high school career? And, tell us a famous Atlanta Braves third baseman you played against.
Yeah,
and
you had to mention that.
And your unbiased opinion of him.
There is no unbiased opinion when it comes to me and Chipper Jones. I can guarantee that.
Oh, in all truthfulness, these stories are true, not made up. And but anyway, Greg's always finding wherever we go to play football. When we went to Jefferson County in the playoffs last year, he knew about as many people in the crowd as the Jefferson County folks who were there knew in the crowd. So,
well, that's up close to home. That's up close to home, though.
Yeah.
There was a couple of interesting connections up there.
So anyway, no. To be serious about Greg, he was a great athlete high school, great athlete college, multiple sports, and so he knows a wide range of people. And again, we have a timeout on the field. Clock will show 15 seconds, and surely the Knights can't have any more timeouts.
I think that was their 7th timeout.
So anyway, yeah, maybe North Carolina, going to have a field goal attempt. Nope, not going to be a field goal attempt. Everybody in close, 4th and 2 at the Blue Raider 7-yard line. Under center, first time tonight.
That's something different.
And they're trying to draw Cleveland off, can't do it. So let's see if they run the play. No, they're going to have another timeout.
Surely not.
Well, it's just been given to them.
They took their 8th timeout of the half.
Maybe
they're not going to have any timeouts the next 2 games because they've used them all.
Well, they're using the ones that they didn't get last week when the other team forfeited. So I guess you accumulate timeouts.
When you play out of state teams, you get I think it's unlimited timeouts.
Okay. Anyway, Keely's still with us, and we're going to take a 30-second break and be back. This is Sports on Mix 104.1.
It's not every day that you buy a house. And if you're only going to experience something like that 2 or 3 times in your entire life, wouldn't you rather enjoy the experience? For home buying that is truly good, come to Southern Heritage Bank. We make home buying simple, fun, worry-free. In a word, we make it good. Find out more and apply now at southernheritagebank.com/mortgage. Let's do something unbelievably good. Southern Heritage Bank, a division of First Citizens National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well, there's been a timeout on the field, another one this time by the Cleveland Blue Raiders, as kicker Elijah Boyth is going to attempt a field goal for the Knights, and Cleveland says, we can't take it to the second half. We're going to burn the timeout here and let Elijah think about what he's going to do.
Well, Cleveland takes their 6th timeout of here in the first half, so that's 14 timeouts between the 2 teams here in the first half, Terry.
Well, that would be the unofficial stat, folks. The rest of Greg's stats have been true, but right now 21-14, 15 seconds to go till halftime, and the host Knights from Charlotte Christian in North Carolina hosting the Blue Raiders, and it's 21-14 Knights on top.
All we're missing now is an official timeout. That's the next one, is we're going to have an official timeout.
And they're unlimited. All right. So
they bring the offense back out on the field.
So
they're like, Cleveland, you're going to call timeout. We're going to bring the offense back out on the field.
A little gamesmanship going on. And now?
Official timeout. There you go.
Cleveland calls a timeout because they came out without the field goal attempt. So Cleveland on D calls the timeout. Oh, Greg, nothing like fun at the old ball game.
Cleveland's 7th timeout, so that's 15 timeouts and an official timeout. Let's make sure we got that clear. But that was interesting because Cleveland came out with their field goal block, and Charlotte Christian was going to come out and run a play. They had Porter, the big back, in the backfield there, and they were going to try to get him into the end zone.
So we won't guarantee that this one's going to be over real quick, the first half I'm talking about. But anyway, the clock has been stopped at 15 for quite a while, 15 seconds.
For 15 minutes, it's been in there for 15 minutes, I think.
Maybe instead of 00:15, the clock should say 15:00. It's been that long. All right, here they go for it on 4th down. Up the middle, and it's going to be close. I think they got it, but it will be close. And running the ball that time was Porter. Do they give him a first down? Yes. Wind the clock. There's the spike to stop the clock with 6 seconds to go at near the Cleveland 3, I'm going to guess. Or is it on the line?
It's about, I think it's at about the 5.
All right, yeah.
First down there. So they'll get one shot at the end zone here. You've got Hefner on the left side in one-on-one coverage over there. I'm assuming they're probably just going to throw it up for him.
They look left, they fire left. That's in there. Touchdown. Exactly what Greg called.
Everybody could see that because he was over there one-on-one against Shropshire, who is way smaller than he is.
And so it was easy picking for Brendan Hetwer, and the clock is down to all zeros. 27-14, point after coming up. So we'll see if they go with the point after they have after their first couple of touchdowns. So that was a perfectly placed pass, and with his size, all he had to do was go up and get it. So the point after coming up, both kick is good. And so we go to the halftime, the score, 28-14. It's going to be the Knights on top at the half. We'll take a 2-minute break and come back. This is Sports on Mix 104.1. Stay tuned for the Southland Finance Halftime Show.
Selling mattresses the retail way isn't the best way. Most mattresses are made in a large factory and shipped hundreds of miles to a retailer's warehouse, where the retailer then marks them up and up before finally selling and delivering them. At Mermaid Mattress, we are the factory, so we eliminate the extra steps and create a direct line from our factory to you, saving you hundreds of dollars. So experience more than the national chain store can offer and spend your dollars locally. Mermaid Mattress. Better mattress, better price. Better sleep, better life.
Mix 104.1 is powered by Duracell.
Is your home too hot in the summer and too cold in the winter? At Central Heat and Air, your local HVAC experts, we've got you covered. Our top-notch technicians provide fast, reliable service to keep your home comfortable year-round. From installation to maintenance, we handle it all. You'll never be left out in the cold or the heat. Call Central Heat and Air today at 423-478-7778. That's 423-478-7778. Or visit us online at docsair.com. That's DOCSAIR.com. Central Heat and Air, your healthy home company.
Food. It's the right thing. But how you shop for it, that's all you. Order online.
Bread, milk, and fresh baked cookies.
And pick it up curbside.
Thank you.
Or have it delivered straight to your door.
Here's your Food City delivery. Oh, thanks.
With Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now get it straight from our doors to yours.
Tired of living with pain? Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery offers cutting-edge tools and advanced technologies to get you back to the life you love faster. With us, you can recover at home after surgery in hours, not days. Our highly experienced team of physicians deliver the exceptional and personalized care you deserve. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery. We're the center for pain today, gone tomorrow. Learn more at sportmed.com.
You're listening to Cleveland High School Blue Raider football on Mix 104.1. Supplied by Wholesale Supply Group. It's now time for the halftime report. Sponsored by Southland Finance.
And back here at the studio, halftime score on Mix 104.1, it's going to be Charlotte Christian School 28, Cleveland 14 at the half. Greg will go over the details of the scoring, give you the stats of the first half, as Blue Raiders had 2 leads in the game but couldn't hold them. And the Knights will come back to take a 28-14 lead at the half. Cleveland coming into the game, number 4 in the state of Tennessee in Class 6A, the largest classification. The Knights coming in at 3-2 overall on the year, and last week's game was a forfeit, so the official scored 2-0 in favor of Charlotte Christian, and so both teams anxious to have a game this week, and we're having a good game in Charlotte, North Carolina. Next week, very, very big week as far as the region is concerned that Cleveland's in, Class 6A, Region 2. Last regular season home game of the year. Bearden comes to town, 7 o'clock for the kick. If you can't be at the Benny Monroe Stadium, Raider Field, 7 o'clock for the kick on Mix 104.1. As Bearden has had Cleveland's number the last few meetings, and so Cleveland trying to get some revenge from last year, and also the winner of that game has a very good shot at being a host for the first round of the playoffs. Maryville still the region favorite, undefeated so far, and beat Bearden last night 62. And I think it was Bearden 24. We'll check that during the next break. But Maryville putting it all over Bearden. And Bearden, an up-and-coming program the last few years, new coaches, a lot of transfer players coming into the Bearden program. To start out the year, Bearden has had a lot of injuries to key people, but they have a lot of talent on that team. And so it's Bearden at Cleveland next Friday night. As we said, you can listen to it on Mix 104.1 regular signal or anywhere in the world on the MyMix 104.1 app with a possible home playoff in the first round on the line for the winner of that game next week. Bearden and Cleveland kick at 7 at Raider Field. We'll take a break and come back in a couple of moments. Greg will have the stats, scoring summary, the highlights of the first half. We'll be back in a couple of moments.
When I became a Langley roof and my family called and got me ready for winter, I started looking around at the neighbors, and the one next door is missing flashing, the one across the street, the roof cap is all worn. I know their attic is getting drenched, all those memories. One on the other side's missing like 30 shingles. When you're a Langley roof, you know how lucky you are. I didn't cost any more, and Langley took care of the financing. My family, they made it easy on themselves, but most of all, they made it easy on me. LangleyRoofs.com. See a ready roof? Chances are it's a Langley.
Our legal system is complex, and your case may impact several areas of the law. Don't just hire a lawyer who focuses on one thing. Hire a team of experienced attorneys ready to handle your case wherever it may lead. Call Logan Thompson, one of the area's most respected law firms. From personal injury to criminal and family law, from contract disputes to disability, the team at Logan Thompson will work together to ensure you are well represented and well compensated. Logan Thompson, we fight to win.
Ready to take your career to the next level? At Tennessee Wesleyan University in Athens, our degree completion programs are designed with your busy life in mind. Whether you're balancing work, family, or both, our online classes make it possible to finish your degree on your terms. Degrees are offered in business, criminal justice, and nursing. Join a Tennessee Wesleyan family that's dedicated to your success with personalized support to help you every step of the way. Visit tnwesleyan.edu to learn more.
Being part of a community means different things to different people, but most people agree that communities provide a sense of identity, shared responsibility, and often serve as a source of support. Southland Finance has been part of our community for over 25 years, and they're proud to support our local schools and students, whether in the classroom or on the football field. Just as seasons change, exciting changes are happening at Southland Finance. Stop by our Cleveland office at 950 25th Street in front of Ace Hardware.
Imagine a truck that doesn't just own the road, it dominates it. It's not just about the destination. It's about the journey. And our new GMC Sierra is elevating every moment of that journey for me. It's not just a truck. It's a lifestyle. Don Ledford didn't just sell me a truck. They saw the lifestyle I wanted and they found me that truck.
Hey, this is Josh with Wholesale Supply. Hurricane Helene has left devastation in its path, including the communities of Silva and Waynesville, North Carolina, and parts of Northeast Tennessee, where Wholesale Supply proudly operates. We're asking for your help. We're collecting cases of water at all of our locations to support those affected by the storm. Drop off your water donations and we'll load them onto our trucks and deliver them directly to the local agencies helping these communities recover. Together, we can make a real difference. Visit wholesalesupply.us to find a location near you and help us bring relief to those in need. Thank you.
Southland Finance halftime show here on Mix 104.1. Halftime score 28-14. Charlotte Christian on top of Cleveland. Greg will tell you all about it in a moment. We've been talking about last night's ball game, a rivalry Thursday game up at Knoxville, and it was Maryville 62, Knox Bearden 28. Maryville scores this year. 51 had been the most points they'd put on anybody, and that was against the county rival Heritage. Until last night when they put 62 on Bearden. And Greg, this is total guesswork on my part, nothing near being anything official. But I just think, Bearden was kind of the new bully on the block, or tried to be, and in my opinion, Maryville tried to show him who's the boss. And so just speculation, nothing official, but it was 62-28 Maryville last night over Bearden. And
well, Terry, I think in the off season there were a lot of folks that were talking about how good Bearden was going to be, and I think there were a few bulletin board statements made along the way by Bearden, different things like that, and I think basically Maryville just said, let me just show you who Maryville is. I think that was a lot of it. I think there were some back and forth talking and some things like that, and Maryville just decided to just put it on them.
And also another interesting factor, Cleveland has Bearden next week at home, last regular season home game. Guess who's off next week? Maryville's group is off next week, so they've got 2 weeks to prepare for the Blue Raiders. Cleveland goes to Maryville on Friday, October 18. If you can't be at Maryville, it's going to be the game of the year in East Tennessee. But if you can't be there, it'll be on Mix 104.1.
I bet you next Friday we'll see some Maryville coaches.
Oh, yes. No doubt. Okay, here's the Southland Finance halftime show and the Waste Connections stats. Here's Greg Phillips.
Thank you, Terry. Your Waste Connection stats. Cleveland started the scoring off. Braden Carroll throwing his first pass of the year to Jayon Smith for 37 yards, touchdown. And then Chase Stevens to Trent Collins on the 2-point conversion. Cleveland led 8-0. After that, Farrell had a 26-yard pass to Estep for 6. 2-point conversion, no good after a penalty. So that made it 8-6. Cleveland comes back on a kickoff return. David Yancey, a 70-yard kickoff return with a 6 extra point, no good. It was blocked to make it 14-6. And then right before the end of the quarter, Charlotte Christian Newcomb to Rosen for an 80-yard pass. And then Estep got the 2-point conversion. He threw it. We didn't get who it was, but that made it 14-14 at the end of the first. In the second quarter, Farrell had a 6-yard run, extra point good to make it 21-14. And then as time expired, Farrell threw one up for grabs. Hetwer went up and got it. 5-yard pass for the touchdown. Extra point good. At the half, Charlotte Christian leads 28-14. Now let's look at the stats. So, and as we've talked about, very unofficial stats as we move along. Doing my best to keep up with them, but it's definitely hasn't been easy. So Farrell in the first half was 9 of 15, 139 yards and 2 touchdowns. Newcomb was 1 of 3 for 80 yards and a touchdown. So as a total, they were 10 of 18, 219 yards, 3 touchdowns. Rushing, Newcomb 6 for 24. Farrell 12 for 52, and Porter was 2 for 11. So they 20 rushes for 87 yards. Estep had 1 catch for 26 yards. Rosen was 5 for 143. Hetwer 3 for 36, and Hall was 2 for 14. So 306 total yards in the first half for Charlotte Christian. So they definitely put some yards on the some yards there in the first half, and they had 4 penalties for 30 yards in the first half. For Cleveland, Cleveland struggled a little bit in the first half as far as yardage goes. So Chase Stevens 3 of 5 for 25 yards. Kason McGowan 2 of 5 for 9 yards, and Braden Carroll was 1 of 1 for 37 yards and a touchdown. So they were 6 of 11 for 71 yards and a touchdown. Rushing wise, they had a bunch of negative plays. So Isaiah Davis was 9 for 29. Chase Stevens, a sack and another negative run for 2 negative 16. Kason McGowan on a bad snap, 1 for negative 14. Braden Carroll, 2 for 27. Reggie Hubbard, 1 for minus 10. So with the sacks and the negative plays, they were 15 rushes for 16 yards. Braden Carroll, 2 catches, 28 yards. Jan Smith, 1 catch for 37 yards. Reggie Hubbard, 1 for 1. Isaiah Davis, 2 for 5. Cleveland only had 87 yards of total offense in the first half. That is your Waste Connections stats for here in the first half. We're going to take another break, and we'll be back in a few minutes as they're about to crown a homecoming queen in Charlotte. And soon after that, we'll be back to the game. This is High School Sports, supplied by Wholesale Supply Group. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Do you suffer from unsightly leg veins? Are your legs turning brown or swelling? Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or achy? Do you have restless legs or leg cramps disturbing your sleep? These symptoms are signs of bad veins. Dr. James Gooden at Milligan Vein offers an office treatment that can make you look and feel better, and your procedure is covered by most insurance. Find more information online at milliganvein.com or call Dr. Gooden today at 423-961-5682 and get rid of those bad veins.
Solutions Finance of Tennessee, your hometown lender. Locally owned and operated. Loans for used cars, motorcycles, ATVs, home improvement, furniture and appliance purchases, and other worthwhile purpose. Solutions Finance. Keith Street, phone 339-6772.
Hello, I'm Brian Poole with Poole Funeral Home and Cremation Services of Cleveland. We do own and operate our own crematory facility. So once your loved one comes into our care, they never leave our care until we give the loved one back to your family. Something that people ask all the time is, where's our loved one going? They're going to stay in our care the whole time. That's comforting for families to know that they'll never leave our care until we deliver them back to the family. Let our family serve your family. You can reach us at www.pfhcleveland.com.
As your local credit union, the TVFCU mortgage team has more than 30 employees who live right here. Your money supports the community, and that means special savings to you. Visit tvfcu.com/mortgage savings to learn more. TVFCU, an equal housing lender.
L&B Appliance is your one-stop appliance shop, locally owned and operated, serving this area for over 30 years. They offer sales and service. L&B Appliance, located on Durkee Road at Highway 64 in Cleveland, 423-339-3231. L&B Appliance, large enough to meet all your home appliance needs, small enough to appreciate your business.
Leisure Time Bowling is Cleveland's party place. Birthday parties for children, teenagers, and adults. Birthday parties at home take a lot of work, a lot of decorating, cooking, cleaning. Let Leisure Time Bowling do the work for you. Custom party packages are available, including some with Cosmic Bowling. Call 728-2988, 728-2988, ltbowling.com.
Wojtek Center for Orthopedic Care treats all orthopedic injuries, including neck and back pain. At Wojtek Center for Orthopedic Care, insurance isn't a worry because they accept all insurances and can even get same-day appointments or even walk-ins. Digital x-rays are even on site. Wojtek Center is also a certified concussion care specialist. Contact Dr. Wojtek and his staff at 479-3600 for your appointment today.
Imagine this. Handheld pizza puff filled with mozzarella cheese and pizza sauce, topped with buttery garlic drizzle, with either 3 herbs or pepperonis. Well, it's a reality. Little Caesar's Crazy Puff. Pick them up at 3 locations, Paul Hupp, Key Street, or McGrady Drive, or order online.
Since 1993, Check Into Cash has offered cash solutions to our customers. The application process is simple, and the lending decisions are quick. If you've been approved, you can leave our store with cash in hand. Our loan options are built to handle life's small emergencies. We offer reliable payday loans and line of credit options. Visit our website at checkintocash.com to learn more about your options, and when you're ready, drop by our conveniently located stores in the Chattanooga area, including Cleveland and Athens, to apply. We also offer various in-store financial services like check cashing, money orders, wire transfers, and even gift card buyback. Take the first step toward a bright financial future. We're here to help and aim to be your one-stop money shop. Not all consumers will qualify. Eligibility, rates, terms, and conditions apply. Rates, restrictions, and fees apply to store services. Please call or visit your local store for details. All Safe Storage and Ed Brown remind you to be generous, find a need, and give of your time, talent, and treasure to accomplish a good work. You will receive much more than you give. This message from All Safe Storage. Visit allsafetn.com.
Imagine a truck that doesn't just own the road, it dominates it. It's not just about the destination. It's about the journey. And our new GMC Sierra is elevating every moment of that journey for me. It's not just a truck. It's a lifestyle. Don Ledford didn't just sell me a truck. They saw the lifestyle I wanted, and they found me that truck.
Looking to furnish your home office? Look no further than Joe Rogers Office Supply. They have a great selection of office furnishings to complement your home. From desk to seating and filing solutions, Joe Rogers Office Supply can be your source to complete your home workspace. With furnishings from DMI, Eurotech, Hahn, and ISR Performance, they can design a workspace that can be uniquely yours and increase your efficiency for years to come. For the best in setting up your office, see Joe Rogers Office Supply, 156 Central Avenue in historic downtown Cleveland.
And the Southland Finance halftime show about to wrap up here on Mix 104.1. It's homecoming at Charlotte Christian, so an extended halftime as far as that is concerned. And halftime score 28-14 in favor of the Knights. Greg gives us just a half a second to talk about one of the best athletes to ever come through Cleveland High School.
Thank you, Terry.
And let me finish that sentence real fast. But anyway, Lauren Hurst has 2,500 career kills in volleyball at Cleveland High. The old state record was 2,425, and that was set way back in 2006. So it stood for 18 years, and Lauren is now sitting, after this week's match, is sitting on 2,500 career kills, leads everybody that ever played volleyball in the state of Tennessee. Of course, she's a 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year for Tennessee and 2-time state champ. And
let me go out on a limb here and say she's going to be a 3-time Gatorade.
That's a distinct possibility. Nobody will take odds on that one. But anyway, about ready to finish the Southland Finance halftime show. But, I mean, you know her quite well. Just a great person, out of this world athlete, and So just what a future ahead.
Yeah, no doubt. And Terry, it's interesting you mentioned her because I was actually texting with her dad today, and I think she's getting close to a decision on college. I think and again, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think she's kind of starting to narrow it down and planning on making a decision about college here in the next in the next month or two, something like that. Again, don't quote me on that, but I think that's coming up. She's finished with her official visits and all that, and I think she's kind of talking with family, praying through it, and things like that, and going to make a decision here sometime in the near future.
What a great family. Her mother and dad.
Her mom's a good person.
Her mother and dad were high school and collegiate athletes and met in college, my understanding, and both were extremely good athletes. And then brother up at UT playing basketball, her older sister down at South Alabama.
Raised 3 Division I athletes. Mm-hmm. That's pretty impressive. I actually told Matt that today. That's pretty impressive.
I keep wanting to say that Addison's at North Alabama, it's South Alabama. Mm-hmm. McGowan went to North Alabama. Scott and Amy's daughter went to North Alabama, and Addison went to South Alabama. Okay, that wraps up the volleyball report for this week. Let's quickly go to the second half here. Cleveland needs a comeback, trailing 28-14 as the Knights finish the first half with 21 straight points. And here comes the Cleveland kickoff as Sloan Bolaños, excellent kicker, has another year at Cleveland. It looks like it's onside. It is onside, and it's covered at the 49 of Cleveland. So it went 9 yards, had to go 10, and ready for that onside kick were the Knights. So they apparently knew Coach Tiger's reputation for onside kicks.
Although Cleveland hasn't onside kicked very much this year, they've stayed true to that. And again, I mean, they're a much better football team this year. They don't have to do those things this year because they can just line up and beat most teams.
It's going to be the Knights starting the second half at the Cleveland 49-yard line. Thanks for being with Greg and I, either on the regular Mix 104.1 signal or anywhere in the world on the My Mix 104.1 app. Real short pass, and it's going to be caught. Cleveland misses a tackle, and now they let him slip through to the 40, to the 30, and inside the 30. Had the play stopped near the line of scrimmage, just couldn't come up with the tackles. And so a big gain after reception that time. I believe that was Newcomb on the reception. And so, Greg, not a good way to start the second half.
No, definitely not. 22-yard gain right there to put them just outside the red zone.
And Porter is in there again as another running back. They could use him as a bulldozer. My goodness.
Yeah, he's a monster.
What a tremendously built player is L.J. Porter. No wonder 20-plus colleges want to see him. And here he goes to the left side, cuts it upfield behind the block, and is thrown down inside the Cleveland 25-yard line. So it's going to be all CCS right now. As they're just
nice powering run, yeah,
just powering away from Cleveland.
His third carry for 16 yards, and they're going to try. I mean, again, they've got a 2-touchdown lead. They're going to try to keep the ball out of this explosive Cleveland offense's hands as much as they can. So you'll probably see them kind of milk the clock a little bit.
He'll line up as tailback this time. He looks like he could be a fullback or anything he wanted to be.
Defensive tackle, linebacker.
On the whole defensive line. He's going to carry again, right side, blockers. He's running through people to the 10, to the 5, and he's in. Porter scores for the CCS Charlotte Christian School team as they run it up to a 34-14 count here early second quarter. Greg, you always emphasize that who gets the kickoff and who has the best drive to start out the third quarter, and there was no doubt about that one after they recovered the onside kick at the Cleveland 49, no minus plays at all.
Yeah, and again, like you say, Terry, they just kind of took it down the field right there. Porter turned that ball upfield, and again, he's a load coming through there. But Cleveland's got to jump up and get in his way and tackle him there, and they just didn't do a good job of that at all right there.
And Booth's point after is good, so we'll take a break. Telling you the score quickly here in early third quarter, 35-14. It's going to be CCS on top.
When I became a Langley roof and my family called and got me ready for winter, I started looking around at the neighbors, and the one next door is missing flashing, the one across the street, the roof cap is all worn. I know their attic is getting drenched, all those memories. One on the other side's missing like 30 shingles. When you're a Langley roof, you know how lucky you are. I didn't cost any more, and Langley took care of the financing. My family, they made it easy on themselves, but most of all, they made it easy on me. LangleyRoofs.com. See a ready roof? Chances are it's a Langley.
Our legal system is complex, and your case may impact several areas of the law. Don't just hire a lawyer who focuses on one thing. Hire a team of experienced attorneys ready to handle your case wherever it may lead. Call Logan Thompson, one of the area's most respected law firms. From personal injury to criminal and family law, from contract disputes to disability, the team at Logan Thompson will work together to ensure you are well represented and well compensated. Logan Thompson, we fight to win.
10-12 on the clock here in the third quarter. Here is the Knights kickoff, and going to be taken by Cleveland near the 10 to the 20, spinning, turning, fighting, still on his feet, hard running to the 30-yard line. Good, tough run by Cleveland. Decent field position at the 30-yard line. And I believe that's Trent Collins again.
Yeah, it was Collins again. They had moved him around. They had put him deep and moved the actual return guys up some, and then they kicked it deep that time. Very efficient series right there. That last one by Charlotte Christian. I mean, they scored in basically a minute 50. They scored. So a nice drive by them right there. Cleveland needs to answer quickly here.
Got to have some positive plays. Hubbard motion to the right side. Here's a give, and it's going to be Davis. His best run yet. 35, 40, and Isaiah goes to the 42-yard line. Well, give the credit to the offensive line. They opened the hole over left tackle. Stonewall Charette, Nate Carter, Dugan, and friends opened it up, and here he goes again to the left side and across the 45 to the 48. So nice offense and two plays, nice runs by Davis as he is getting untracked. They held him fairly well in check in the first half.
Seems to be running a little bit harder here in the second half than he was in the first half. So let's see if he can get going here.
Stevens to the right side, and it's going to be ruled a catch. Nice comeback and dive for the ball and a first down Cleveland, but he comes up with a cramp, and let's see, is that Braden? No, it's Smith. Jayon Smith comes up with a nice comeback diving catch off the turf. Well, let's say the ball didn't hit the turf, but he saved it. He saved it there. No replay, let's hope. And so anyway, Cleveland comes out with a good series here, the first drive of the third quarter. First down at the 44. And it's going to be Davis left side again, looking for a block. He got one to the 35, to the 30, and he's thrown out at the 27. Cleveland got a block by the receiver, Trent Collins, and the last couple of plays have started up the middle, and he's bounced it outside to the left. Here's screen pass, caught right side, trying to dance around, still on his feet as somehow it's the CCS team kind of became observers on that play. Jayon Smith, nice yards after the catch of about 10. Unfortunately, it's going to be penalty on Cleveland. Jayon Smith's nice play is going to be wiped out, but screen right, a couple of blocks, great moves by Jayon, and going to be wiped out with the penalty.
Yeah, and Terry, I think that other play, I think that was Braden Carroll that was out, because that's Jayon Smith on the field over there, and they're still working on what I think is Braden Carroll on the sidelines.
So here's the mark off against the Blue Raiders. It's official out of view. I think it might have been a hold.
I think it was a hold, yeah.
Going back to now the 40-yard line of the Carolina team, officially now 38. Tight set, low snap, and Cleveland luckily recovers a low snap, and Stevens couldn't handle it at first, but he did fall on it and recover. And so Chase doing all he could there with a bad snap, but Cleveland is back to the 45 as they lose 7 yards on the play.
I mean, Terry, they were driving the ball, they were moving the ball, they were playing great, and now you've got 3 negative plays in a row.
So from the
second in Cleveland.
Yeah, second and very long.
Myrtle, let's say Myrtle Beach.
Okay. Good snap. Looking. It's going to be McGowan going deep. It is. Is it caught? And intercepted.
It was caught by the wrong team.
The Knights come out as there were 3 defenders back there. Cleveland goes for the home run ball. It's intercepted. So the Knights will have it at their 20-yard line. So a series that started with a lot of promise goes backwards. And the Blue Raiders right now haven't scored since the first quarter.
Yeah, they're definitely on a scoring drought.
The last time they scored, first quarter, to put them up at 14-6. So it's going to be from the midfield at the 20-yard line after the Cleveland turnover. First turnover of the game for the Blue Raiders. And thus far, the CCS group has yet to turn it over.
Yeah, it's been from a turnover and penalty. It's. I mean, again, you're going to have some penalties, but it's definitely been a relatively clean game on both sides.
So give the ball to the Knights, looking for victory number 4 on the year. Cleveland trying to defend a 5-0 record. The usual 4-man line for Cleveland. Good snap. Firing to the right side. Pass going to be caught. Blocker out front to the 25 and up to the 30 before he's forced out of bounds. Pass reception by Tate Estep. Tate's had a busy night tonight.
Yeah, he definitely has. He's been involved in a lot of plays.
And I think Cleveland's going to be hit with no, they're not going to be hit with the penalty. They were backing up like a flag had been thrown, but it's going to be Knights ball at their own 30-yard line, so a first down.
Interesting, Westfield hasn't played in the second half.
So, okay, Greg. Unusual. Don't know what the deal is. Here's a give, run left side, and a nice trip after a few yards gain. Shropshire in on the tackle for Cleveland. And it's going to be spotted at 35. So 2nd and 5 coming up for the Knights as they lead this one 35-14, almost halfway point of the third quarter. Let us take a moment and say, unable to be with us tonight, Jason Hildebrand. And so, Jason, hope you enjoy your time off and everything, and I hope it's a great week coming up for you. Jason Hildebrand will be back in a couple of weeks with us, and always love to get his input on the game and his sideline reports. Flag to stop play. Not sure what it's going to be, as they're going to back the Knights up 5 yards, so it's a minor misdemeanor. From the 30-yard line, so back to 2nd and 10. Clock running at the 6:05 mark of this third quarter, and it's 35-14 in favor of the Knights.
Cleveland need a stop here really bad, Terry.
Got to come up with a big play.
Yeah, and Charlotte's kind of giving them a little bit of help here right now.
And RPO again. Pass incomplete. Is it intercepted? Yes, it's interception.
There we go. There's
Montavious Smith comes up, breaks on the pass, and it's the first turnover for the Knights. And Martavius played that one to perfection. Only a sophomore, younger brother of Jayon Smith, who's a senior. So Montavious comes up big time. That's a great play right there.
Yeah, that's a big play. Cleveland back in business in Knight territory.
So at the 40-yard line, let's see if Cleveland can put it together this time. Needs some positive yardage every play, not 3 forward and 3 back. And Stevens fires, and it's going to be dropped. Cleveland had the ball momentarily, and then the receiver got smacked, and he's still down. So pass incomplete. Braden Carroll, the intended receiver, he's had a couple of hits here in the second half.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Down 3 touchdowns in the third quarter in a game that don't mean anything. I'm not sure number 2 makes it back out on the field if I'm Coach Tigard.
He's on his own power, walking to the sidelines, taking the helmet off when he gets there. And so it's going to be a 2nd and 10 for Cleveland. Clock stopped at 5:38. Stevens calls the signal. And it's Davis, right side with running room. Davis to the 30. 25, down near the 20. Nice run, Isaiah Davis. He has had 3 good runs here in the second half.
Yeah, that was a really nice play by Davis.
They'll try him again over left guard. He's going forward and plowing to the 15 to the 10. Cleveland knocks on the door again at the Kia of Cleveland drive zone. Anytime you're within the 20, you're in the Kia of Cleveland drive zone, and we get a timeout by CCS. And we'll take a 60-second break telling you the score. It's 35-14 here in the third quarter. Cleveland trailing, and we'll be back in 60.
Ready to take your career to the next level? At Tennessee Wesleyan University in Athens, our degree completion programs are designed with your busy life in mind. Whether you're balancing work, family, or both, our online classes make it possible to finish your degree on your terms. Degrees are offered in business, criminal justice, and nursing. Join a Tennessee Wesleyan family that's dedicated to your success with personalized support to help you every step of the way. Visit tnwesleyan.edu to learn more.
Being part of a community means different things to different people, but most people agree that communities provide a sense of identity, shared responsibility, and often serve as a source of support. Southland Finance has been part of our community for over 25 years, and they're proud to support our local schools and students, whether in the classroom or on the football field. Just as seasons change, exciting changes are happening at Southland Finance. Stop by our Cleveland office at 950 25th Street in front of Ace Hardware.
After the timeout, Cleveland wide left, twisting, turning, down inside the 10-yard line.
It was Hubbard.
And I believe that's Hubbard's second carry of the game. Mm-hmm. He quickly lines up and will be a slot receiver on the right side inside Sam Sarton.
His first carry was for -10.
Yeah, so that's a little bit more positive right there. 4:49 on the clock in the third. Cleveland needing to break the scoring drought. Here's Davis. Nice sidestep, and Davis goes into the end zone. Isaiah Davis. Oh, what a sidestep he did. I hope the NFL guys on the other team, the coaches, were watching that one. Isaiah did a beautiful sidestep at the line of scrimmage and goes into the end zone. And, Greg, you and I talked during the timeout. He is having a good second half.
Yeah, that's 69 yards, I think. Well, hang on. Let me make sure of that. 70 yards for him in the third quarter.
So here's Cleveland looking at a 2-point conversion attempt. Stevens, a quarterback, rolls right, looks, fires on the run, and it's knocked down. Pass incomplete. So we'll take a break. 35-20, Cleveland trailing with 4:39 to go in the third. We'll be back in 60. Sports on Mix 104.1, supplied all season long by Wholesale Supply Group, open to the public.
Imagine a truck that doesn't just own the road, it dominates it. It's not just about the destination. It's about the journey. And our new GMC Sierra is elevating every moment of that journey for me. It's not just a truck. It's a lifestyle. Don Ledford didn't just sell me a truck. They saw the lifestyle I wanted, and they found me that truck.
Hey, this is Josh with Wholesale Supply. Hurricane Helene has left devastation in its path, including the communities of Silva and Waynesville, North Carolina, and parts of Northeast Tennessee, where Wholesale Supply proudly operates. We're asking for your help. We're collecting cases of water at all of our locations to support those affected by the storm. Drop off your water donations and we'll load them onto our trucks and deliver them directly to the local agencies helping these communities recover. Together, we can make a real difference. Visit wholesalepsupply.us to find a location near you and help us bring relief to those in need. Thank you.
The Cleveland Blue Raider kickoff by Sloan Bolaños coming up real soon, as the Knights will put about 9 men, 5 at the 50, and then 4 behind them at the 40. So they're expecting another onside. Let's see if Cleveland does it. And yes, they do. This one will be covered again at the 49, same song, second verse as a while ago, as the Knights cover at the Cleveland's 49-yard line. Another great field position to start for them, as they did that a while ago and drove down the field and scored. So we'll see if Cleveland's D can step it up here.
Yeah, those are when they're looking for them. It is definitely hard to get an onside kick there. But Cleveland again was successful a good portion of the time last year. But this is a little more disciplined team here, this is a good football team.
And AJ Westfield back in the game for the Blue Raiders. Good to see. Mm-hmm. As they move 2 people to the left, high snap, quarterback gets it down, fakes, fires on the run. It's going to be a short pass, but a reception. And coming up with another reception is Brandon Hetwer. So Brandon's having himself a good game, impressing the people up in Maryland. Ball to the 46, 3 yards on the pickup. Kind of a nice, safe pass there.
Yeah. Again, I would love to see Cleveland throw some of those short passes and get some positive yardage going on things like that.
So Cleveland will crowd the line with 5 people. Jayon Smith walks up to be just outside of Tyson. So we'll see what the CCS group comes up with. Fake, roll, being chased, and goes down. Actually, the quarterback went down. I think he was trying to turn away from a non-rushing Lorenzo Tyson and just kind of twisted an ankle. It looks like he's slow to get up. But anyway, it's a big loss on the play, back across the 50, all the way back to the Knights. Let's see. Yeah, coming out limping is their quarterback. So, gentlemen, they're going to spot it.
They call it an incomplete pass.
He didn't throw the ball.
That's interesting.
They give it back to the Knights at the Cleveland 47. I didn't see the ball in the air. He just fell. Okay. It is what it is. So, new quarterback in town. Looks, fires on his first pass, and it's caught. And Cleveland forces the receiver out at the 33-yard line. Pass Tate Estep again, coming up big time. Have a conversation with a couple of Cleveland defenders. And
I think that was Hall at quarterback. Is that right?
Greg, I believe you're correct again.
That doesn't happen very often.
Oh, that's 3 in a row.
Yeah. I missed the first 15 though.
Ineligible downfield. We're going to wipe out that pass.
Yeah.
So the Knights will not gain the yards on Estep's reception. And the ball goes back across midfield to the 49 of Charlotte Christian, as it's going to be 3rd and 12 coming up. Yeah, this series started at Cleveland's 49 with the onside kick, and thus far they have gotten a -2 to show for the efforts after that penalty. Cleveland crowding the line. Here comes the blitz. Back to throw. Pass in the air. It's intended for Estep. Did he get it? No. Incomplete.
That was Newcomb on that pass. They leave Newcomb for the for the long passes.
You know, Greg, that is an excellent point because that's what they've done this game.
Yeah, he's the guy that throws it deep for them.
Yeah, Farrell is pretty accurate, but he's a runner primarily. But yeah, if they want it deep, Elliott Newcomb.
So Cleveland gets the punt right here, so that's a big play for them. They got a chance to cut this to 1.
Here's the kick.
1 touchdown, sorry.
And caught. No, not caught. Is caught.
Yeah,
Let's get it right.
Love to see them fielding a punt.
And they'll get about a 5-yard return.
Smith.
Jayon Smith on the return. So Cleveland D's holds that time. They were facing a 1st and 10 at their own 49, and they hold the Knights and make them punt the ball away. Cleveland has the possession, and this one will be spotted at the 24. Let's see if Isaiah Davis and company can make the third quarter interesting. It's Chattanooga. Make that Charlotte Christian 35, Cleveland 20, and Davis running wide to the right side, and not much there.
That was Hubbard on a jet sweep.
And yes, there's number 1, and he doesn't have the ball. Next week, Cleveland's last regular season home game, 7 o'clock for the kick at Raider Field. It's going to be Knox Bearden coming to town in a battle for Cleveland for primary second place in the region. Looking, Chase Stevens. Chase is going to be tackled as he throws it, and they're going to say no penalty. Receiver was coming back for the ball, so stop the clock at 2:21 in the third quarter.
Yeah, Cleveland wins this game against Bearden next week. That basically means when they go to Maryville, that's for the region championship, number 1 overall, or the number 1 seed in the region, and, you know, again, a couple of home games. So that game and the Maryville game, 2 huge games for the Blue Raiders.
Officials discussing something.
Well, nobody's called a timeout in the last few minutes, so they thought they might call one.
Well, you got an incomplete, you got to stop the clock. They're talking with the Chris James, coach of the Knights, and he's going to accept the penalty. At least he pointed that way. Oh, it's going to go the other way. It's going to be against his Knights.
They're going to the line of scrimmage and walking it back.
And here we go. It's going to be about 8 against Cleveland. So the Blue Raiders working themselves back toward their own goal line. Ball at the 16.
That was a 15-yarder. I'm not sure what it was, but that was a 15-yard penalty.
Now the official goes over to discuss things with Coach Tigert. The play was on the other side of the field from what our camera angle is, and so didn't see a indication on what happened. But anyway, against Cleveland.
I didn't see a penalty flag or anything. So I'm not sure if it was something after the play or what happened.
Collins in motion. Everybody out in the pattern. Pass into double coverage. Did he catch it? And was he in bounds? And no.
No and no.
So 2 no's on the same play. Cleveland looking at 3rd and 23 with 2:11 to go in the third quarter. First play, the previous series was a thing of beauty with Isaiah Davis carrying the mail beautifully. And this series just has not been able to sustain that.
Farragut 35-20 over Bradley in the third. Walker Valley 33-6 over Howard. And McMinn still up 14-6 over Ray County.
Pass incomplete, middle of the field. And so punting unit will come out for the Blue Raiders.
Cleveland 1 of 5 in the 1 of 6 in the third quarter.
Passing game hasn't been productive here in the second half. So Bolaños with a good snap will receive it at his goal line.
Another 30 minutes and we'll be through with the third quarter.
Uncontested rugby style kick, and it's going to be taken on the run at midfield. 45, 40, hit from behind and down. So it's going to be great field position for the Knights at the Cleveland 39-yard line. Clock at the 1:53 mark of the third quarter. Speaking of tonight, no Hardy's Friday Night Blitz. So when Greg and I finish the Jenkins postgame show, it's going to be adios as far as sports goes tonight on Mix 104.1. And this series will start hash mark home side of the field. Don't tell me not another flag.
I mean, they ran a play, so there's a good chance there was a flag.
Well,
I don't see any flags on the field, though. But
personal foul, Cleveland.
Another one.
Declined.
Why would they decline that? That's like after the play. That's weird. Maybe the coach felt sorry for him.
You know, Greg, have you seen a personal foul decline?
I mean, I don't know why you would decline it.
He gave the indication. Well, all right.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all.
Okay,
but it is what it is. We'll
unless we're missing something here, which is quite possible.
Has happened before.
Once or twice. So we'll start the series with the keeper by the quarterback. He's got nothing at all.
So interestingly there, Farrell's back in the game. Newcomb took the snap and Farrell was the running back. I'm just saying.
Just keeping you guessing, Greg.
Just keeping us guessing.
Yeah. When you pointed out a while ago, both teams, reality, nothing to lose as far as standings go in your area. Why not do the impossible?
Have some fun.
Right now, we're not having as much fun as they are.
No, that's
1:20 on the clock. 35-20 here in the third. Long snap count. And Cleveland jumps. Third time in the game, the D-line has, and it's been different people. It's not the same guy doing the same mistake. But give them 5 yards and move it to the Cleveland 36.
8 penalties, 70 yards on Cleveland tonight.
That, okay. If we keep it in single digits, we're okay.
That's bad when you settle for that, Terry. I'm just saying.
If we average 2 a quarter, Greg, that's under double digits. Quick pass going to be caught at the 30-yard line and out of bounds, and it's that guy again. We've called his name almost every pass play. Tate Estep came in as their leading receiver with 10 catches, and he's padded that nicely tonight, including a touchdown catch. And here in the third, clock stopped. He went out of bounds, 39 seconds in the third. Other games wrapping up in the area. This one taking a little bit longer as we've got the fourth quarter to go.
A little bit longer.
Knights 35, Cleveland 20.
Farrell back at quarterback now.
Fake. Soft toss, incomplete. Oh, that was about a 4-yarder. That's so soft. It was so soft the guy couldn't hang on to it. So I guess you need to put a little more speed on it or something. Yeah, that was like a slow motion.
Yeah, that was intended for Hall, and he had some room out in front of him if he could make the catch right there. And Farrell led him nicely, to get him going upfield, but he just couldn't make the catch and get going.
And thankfully, Porter's not in there running the ball. They've got a guy in there about half his size. And pass down the right sideline. Is it called? No. Incomplete at the goal line. So
It's a nice pass right there intended for Rosen. Rosen's been quiet in the second half. He doesn't have a catch in the second half.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 10, 29 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Rosen was 5 for 43 in the 143 in the first half, and has been very quiet here in the second half so far.
Ball at the Cleveland 28-yard line, hash mark home side. Wide out to either side. Everybody else in close, looking, firing on the run. Could be a lineman downfield, and pass incomplete anyway. So they look at 4th down and 22 seconds. We got after the play flag. I don't know who said what, but people were walking back to the huddle and the flag went up from the side judge.
I mean, if that's on Cleveland, it's a first down for them on 4th down. And by the body language, it appears that that's the case.
So we'll see. I bet they don't turn this one down, Greg.
I bet they don't either.
Unsportsmanlike Cleveland. So, you can ill afford bad plays, but you can most seriously ill afford a penalty like that after a 3rd down.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that was on. I couldn't tell who said something, but I mean, it was way after the play. And Terry, it's 4th and 10.
Yeah.
It is literally 4th and 10. You've got a chance to get the football back, and you just hand them a first down on a silver platter. Cleveland's got to be better than that. They've got to not make mistakes like that. And again, this game doesn't mean anything, but that means something in a region game. That's a difference in a win and a loss.
High snap. They pull it down. Here's a give up the middle, and finally brought down inside the Cleveland 10. A host of Blue Raiders, but they had gained nice yardage before that. You got Isaiah Davis out there playing a cornerback. I don't know if he's in place of Shropshire or who, but Isaiah Davis out there at corner. The play was not toward him. As the third quarter comes to an end, the play was away from Isaiah. I just happened to pick up his number 1 jersey. At the end of 3 on Mix 104.1, the score, it's CCS 35, Cleveland 20. We're back in 60 with the fourth quarter.
Being part of a community means different things to different people, but most people agree that communities provide a sense of identity, shared responsibility, and often serve as a source of support. Southland Finance has been part of our community for over 25 years, and they're proud to support our local schools and students, whether in the classroom or on the football field. Just as seasons change, exciting changes are happening at Southland Finance. Stop by our Cleveland office at 950 25th Street in front of Ace Hardware.
Hey guys, this is Dan Good from Crown. Just reminding you that Crown Ram is Cleveland and Bradley County's Ram headquarters.
ESPN Radio returns to Southeast Tennessee. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 FM is the new home of the Paul Feinbaum Show, Greeny, The Drive, and more of your favorite shows. Listen on air or at ESPNCleveland1013.com. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 FM.
Is your home too hot in the summer and too cold in the winter? At Central Heat and Air, your local HVAC experts, we've got you covered. Our top-notch technicians provide fast, reliable service to keep your home comfortable year-round. From installation to maintenance, we handle it all. You'll never be left out in the cold or the heat. Call Central Heat and Air today at 423-478-7778. That's 423-478-7778. Or visit us online at docsair.com. That's DOCSAIR.com. Central Heat and Air, your healthy home company.
We start the fourth. As we go to the fourth quarter and a give up the middle. Not a touchdown, but they're knocking on the door. Greg?
Yeah, that's again they're right there ready to score again, and again you go back to Cleveland had them stopped and then do something that it's 4th and 10 with Cleveland with a chance to get the ball back to cut this to a 1-score game, and now instead of that you're about to see them go up by very possibly another touchdown.
So taking their time. Clock running here in the fourth. As we said, Jason Hildebrand not with with us tonight. Jason, see you soon.
Porter, the short yardage back in the game.
And it's fake to him, quarterback dive. Is he in? Yes, he's in. They submarined him. I think Isaiah Davis submarined him about the 2, but he went airborne and scores. So scoring was Farrell on a short run. And the lead balloons to 41-20. Of course, most points Cleveland's given up this year. So 41-20, and this is the best team they've faced this year.
Yeah, most of this is a good football team, Terry. They are definitely a good football team.
Point after attempt coming up. In the air, boost kick is good. So that pushes it to 42-20, and we'll be back in 60. This is Sports on Mix 104.1.
Smith Family McDonald's salutes all student athletes and their families for the sacrifices they make on the field, but especially in the classroom. Smith Family McDonald's, a Cleveland and Bradley County tradition. Visit Smith Family McDonald's all across our area. Congratulations to Cleveland High School on the next 50 years from Smith Family McDonald's. Did you know? The Town Squire presents the Student of the Month. Come in and register if you attend Lake Forest, Cleveland, or Ocoee Middle. Win a t-shirt or performance knit pullover, drawing each month of the school term. The Town Squire's new slogan, offering t-shirts to tuxedos and anything in between. Slack shirts, suits, sport coats, shoes. The Town Squire, locally owned and operated, the shop that appreciates the customer. Stewart Park Plaza, Keith Street, Cleveland.
We're back here, technically at Charlotte Christian. Terry and I are in Cleveland at the radio station, where Charlotte Christian leads 42-20. Charlotte Christian about to kick off here with exactly 11 minutes left in this one, and Cleveland set to receive the kickoff. So we'll give it back to Terry for the call.
And here's the Charlotte kickoff, and that's going to zoom into the end zone, give it to Cleveland at the 20-yard line. Greg, since no Hardy's Friday Night Blitz, if you could get some scores between plays or something, since
I got you.
We do not have the Blitz on tonight.
So final at Bradley Central, Farragut 28, Bradley 20. So Farragut got -7 points at some point because they were up 35-20 according to this. Walker Valley 41-6 late in the third. McMinn County still up on Ray County 21-16 late in the third. Meigs 25, McMinn Central 7, Polk 9, Wartburg 0, East Hamilton 28, Ottawa 0.
Thank you very much, Greg. Here's a give, and going to the 30-yard line, close to a first down. Isaiah Davis, nice run of 10 and maybe a yard to go. Yes, a 10 and +1. So nice run by Isaiah. He's had a good second half. Give credit up front. The big guy's opening some holes. Here's Stevens, rolling, firing on the run. Is it picked? And
it is.
It is, yes. So second interception of the game for the Knights, as Chase was rolling to his left, squared the shoulders, fired, and picked off, and they will give the ball to the Knights near midfield. Just 3 blades of grass across midfield on their side.
That's very specific, Terry. So Cleveland 1 of 7 for 7 yards and 2 interceptions in the second half, passing the ball. Isaiah Davis has 81 yards in the second half, 16 carries for 110 overall in the game. So he's had a nice game. Cleveland just can't get anything going in the passing game.
Yeah, this is a long dry spell scoring-wise. The last score by Cleveland was back in the first quarter. And it looks like the Knights are late getting the last man on the field. They finally do, and here's a give. Running to the right side, Porter, and the big man is rolling. It looks like nobody's going to touch him, and they don't. Wow, he just took it 50 yards and 3 blades of grass, and nobody wanted to get in front of the freight train.
So that's in total for him. He's got 6 carries for 88 yards. It's a nice little average there.
I'm telling you, Greg, I've seen freight trains that didn't look as menacing as he was going down that sideline.
Yeah, he's a good-looking football player.
I would call him Mr. Porter.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
10:26 on the fourth quarter clock, and this ball game is now at 42-20. No, they hadn't put the score up there.
No,
Did they not give him a touchdown?
Yeah, they're getting ready to kick the extra point. They just hadn't given it yet. So right now it's 48-20.
Yeah, scoreboard didn't change. Fake me off. And
we got a penalty flag, unsportsmanlike conduct on guess who?
Yeah, the Blue Raiders losing their cool here in the fourth. So, see what they do. Booth in to attempt the point after. After we get things settled.
Yeah, we got to stop it here. What I'm not sure of is the unsportsmanlike on the same player, because if it is, they're out.
And we do not know whom it might be, so we will not speculate.
You don't want to speculate?
I do not want to speculate. I have lost every time I speculated. So, holding things up here, trying to get things situated. And still will not speculate. A Blue Raider leaving the field slowly, but I don't know if it's an injury situation or a penalty situation. Don't know what the deal is. So it's going to be, it was shown to be a unsportsmanlike against Cleveland. And so we'll just have to wait and see about that. The score is 48-20, CCS on top.
I would assume they'll assess the unsportsmanlike on the kickoff.
So Booth, who is perfect on the night on point afters. Kick is
no good.
No good. He missed his first. So after Porter's 50-yard run to make it 48-20, it stays 48-20. We'll be back in 60. Sports on Mix 104.1, supplied all season long by Wholesale Supply Group, open to the public.
Voitic Center for Orthopedic Care treats all orthopedic injuries, including neck and back pain. At Voitic Center for Orthopedic Care, insurance isn't a worry because they accept all insurances and can even get same-day appointments or even walk-ins. Digital x-rays are even on site. Voitic Center is also a certified concussion care specialist. Contact Dr. Voitic and his staff at 479-3600 for your appointment today.
This Halloween, don't let the candy play tricks on your child's teeth. At Pediatric Dentistry and Orthodontics of Chattanooga, we're here to keep those little things healthy and cavity-free.
From cleanings to braces, we make dental visits fun and easy for your little monsters. Our team is here to ensure that every smile stays healthy, no matter how much candy's in the bag.
Don't let cavities haunt your Halloween. Visit PDOC.com to book your appointment today. Have a fantastic Halloween from all of us at Pediatric Dentistry and Orthodontics of Chattanooga.
Scoreboard shows 48-20 in favor of the Knights of CCS, Charlotte Christian School, Charlotte, North Carolina. And so a long, dry scoring spell for the Blue Raiders as they haven't scored since the first quarter. And the Knights, as Greg pointed out numerous times, a very good football team. And that last run by Porter, I don't know if they are saving him or what, Greg. He's not their primary runner as far as number of carries, but now...
Well, he doesn't need a lot of carries. He's got 6 carries and has 88 yards. So he doesn't need many carries.
No, he doesn't have to worry about yards, for sure.
And he's not being recruited, just for the record, the kid's not being recruited as a running back. That's what's interesting.
That's totally interesting, right?
And
there.
he can move.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he has the speed of a defensive back,
and here's
the size of a linebacker.
Yes. So the ball will be moved from the 40 to Cleveland's 45. Oh, wait. And
so there was two unsportsmanlike penalties.
Oh, okay. That I didn't catch. So the kickoff will be from Cleveland's 30, and Cleveland is the receiving team.
So I'm assuming this is going to be an onside kick. I mean, because if you kick it out of the end zone, they get it at the 20.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I assume this is kind of makes sense, but we'll see.
I do not remember the last time I saw a kickoff from the receiving team's 30.
That's hilarious.
That's 1 in a million right there.
Yeah.
It's a different kicker. We may have an onside, and there it goes. This Cleveland cover is a pile up.
It didn't go. Did it go 10 yards?
It only had to go to the 20.
And
Cleveland dove for it, but I don't know who came up with the Knights are jumping up and down like they recovered the onside kick.
And they give it to the official. The official in the white hat gives them the football, so the Knights recover.
Wow. Well, let's talk about something more pleasant. Let's talk about Crown Automotive. New 2024 Grand Cherokees 4XE up to $12,000 off. New 2024 Dodge Durango up to $10,000 off. New 2024 Jeep Wrangler up to $8,000 off. Ram 2500s up to $10,000 off. You get the message where we're going with this one. So go to Crown Automotive here in Cleveland. Well, Greg,
looks like Charlotte Christian is starting to freely substitute here. Hall. Oh no! I thought Hall was coming in at quarterback, but I take that back. Farrell is still at quarterback,
and that's a question of why. If you're up that much, a little inside shuffle, and Cleveland will stop it at the 19, giving up a yard. Yeah, it's you get too unsportsmanlike. And so the kickoff is actually moved to your 30, and then they recover an onside kick at your 20. So that's just painful.
That is very painful, and now they've got a chance to score again, and get this game in the 50s for them.
And Porter is in there as a runner. Oh my goodness, Greg. Save the women and children. Get out of the way.
He looks good back there. He's a good player. He is a good player.
Hard to miss him.
Yeah.
Got tree trunk arms on him.
Yeah, he's got legs on his shoulders.
Yeah. Here comes the Sequoia. And it's him. But Cleveland is there, and the brave group of Blue Raiders throws him to the ground, no pickup, flags flying. Well, they had about 4 or 5 Raiders to stop him at the line of scrimmage, and they did so very bravely and effectively, so I don't know what the flags are going to be, but there were 2 thrown. So let's wait this one out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't see anything there, so we'll see what gets called.
Gang tackle, and it's nice to see the Blue Raiders stick the helmet in there and stop him.
Yeah, I mean that was the whole defense coming up and stopping him.
Still discussion.
That's how you have to tackle somebody. You have to gang tackle him.
Yeah. Well. Dead ball against Cleveland. So, first down. Ooh, this one goes to the 10-yard line on the walk-off. So, another costly error.
Yeah, that's 45 yards and penalties here in the fourth quarter with another one. I mean, that's 60 yards in the last couple of minutes.
Right.
In unsportsmanlike, and
Cleveland calls a timeout. We're going to take it with them. The score with 8:52 to go on the clock. It's 48-20 in favor of the Knights, and we'll be back in 60.
When I became a Langley roof and my family called and got me ready for winter, I started looking around at the neighbors, and the one next door is missing flashing, the one across the street, the roof cap is all worn. I know their attic is getting drenched, all those memories. One on the other side's missing like 30 shingles. When you're a Langley roof, you know how lucky you are. I didn't cost any more, and Langley took care of the financing. My family, they made it easy on themselves, but most of all, they made it easy on me.
LangleyRoofs.com. See a ready roof? Chances are it's a Langley.
Our legal system is complex, and your case may impact several areas of the law. Don't just hire a lawyer who focuses on one thing. Hire a team of experienced attorneys ready to handle your case wherever it may lead. Call Logan Thompson, one of the area's most respected law firms. From personal injury to criminal and family law, from contract disputes to disability, the team at Logan Thompson will work together to ensure you are well represented and well compensated. Logan Thompson, we fight to win.
After the timeout, Cleveland timeout, pass to the end zone, caught but out of bounds. So not a TD for the homestanding Knights, leading this one at 48-20, and just over 8 minutes to go on the clock. As it will be second down, goal to go from the 10. And the Knights late getting a player in the game. And we can't see, now we see the time clock. It's marking down to 10, play clock. Good snap, give. Porter is hit and stopped, and Cleveland says he fumbled, and he did. So the first turnover of the game for the Knights. Cleveland recovers at their own 10-yard line on a Porter fumble. So give the ball back to the Blue Raiders.
Nice job right there. After all of that, being able to get the football back and keep them from scoring.
Touchdowns brought to you by Tennessee Valley Urology, tnvalleyurology.com. Offices in Cleveland and Athens. L&B Appliance on Extra Points, L&B Appliance on Durkee Road. We haven't had a field goal yet, but if they try one, it'll be brought to you by Duracell Cleveland, now hiring. Benefits start on day one. Duracell.com. So Cleveland trying to run up the middle, spinning. Oh, nice run, and breaks away to the 30, 40, midfield. It could be a TD for about 90 yards for Cleveland, and it is.
Nice run right there for Cleveland to get a big touchdown.
Huge late in, it's not hardly midway through the fourth quarter, but it's been a long dry spell as Jayon Smith goes about 90 there, and don't have the exact yardage. 89, okay. So Jayon Smith for 89.
So that was Smith and not Davis.
Yes, Jayon Smith for 89.
Wow, that's a nice run. His second touchdown of the night.
They hit him at the line of scrimmage, but he broke through, and once he got a little bit of speed on him, he just left everybody else behind, except a couple of teammates that traveled with him down there. Comes at 8:19 of the fourth. And here's Bologna's point after. Stevens snaps it to Emilio Green. Green puts it down, and Bologna's kicks it through. And so making the score 48-27, Cleveland trailing here in the fourth, back in 60.
Ready to take your career to the next level? At Tennessee Wesleyan University in Athens, our degree completion programs are designed with your busy life in mind. Whether you're balancing work, family, or both, our online classes make it possible to finish your degree on your terms. Degrees are offered in business, criminal justice, and nursing. Join a Tennessee Wesleyan family that's dedicated to your success with personalized support to help you every step of the way. Visit tnwesleyan.edu to learn more.
Being part of a community means different things to different people, but most people agree that communities provide a sense of identity, shared responsibility, and often serve as a source of support. Southland Finance has been part of our community for over 25 years, and they're proud to support our local schools and students, whether in the classroom or on the football field. Just as seasons change, exciting changes are happening at Southland Finance. Stop by our Cleveland office at 950 25th Street in front of Ace Hardware.
As Cleveland scores on an 89-yard run by Jayon Smith and the point after by Bolaños with 8:19 on the clock here in the fourth. It's 48-27. Charlotte Christian 48, Cleveland 27. As a beautiful run by Smith. And Cleveland will kick it off, hash mark, home side of the field.
Yeah, and I mean, Jayon Smith looked like he was shot out of a cannon right there, Terry. That was a nice run.
His first year at Cleveland, he's a senior. Here comes the onside kick. Third one of the game, and did it get out of bounds? Apparently. So give the ball to the Knights near midfield. And now the official is discussing something. Is it going to be...
Let's call another penalty on
Let's
Cleveland.
call a penalty if it went out of bounds.
Yeah, let's call another penalty on Cleveland.
They're calling procedure. Well, anyway, nothing like fun at the old ball game. So at the 45, the Knights will have the ball. It didn't go 10 yards. And so give it to the Knights at the Cleveland 45, 8:19 on the clock. And let's see, is that Porter running the ball? He's struggling going forward, taking people with him. I believe it could be Porter.
Based on the way he was running, probably so.
And the way bodies were bouncing off of him, yes. Why don't we spot it at the 42, Greg?
Let's spot it there. 2nd down and 6.
Next week, Bearden at Cleveland. Huge game. Very possibly playing for at least second place in the region, as Cleveland still has to face Maryville. So if Cleveland were to beat Bearden next week, then they'd go to Maryville the week after with an unbeaten record as far as region opponents go. And should they lose to Bearden, then all bets are off as far as any home game goes. From the 41, Farrell gives, and the power man, Porter, runs to the 30-yard line, move the chains. He's got 5 more than he needed.
Puts him over 100, 9 for 102 for Porter and 2 touchdowns.
I only remember about 1 carry in the first half. All of his carries practically have been in the second half.
So he's got 4 in the fourth quarter, and he had 3 in the third quarter.
Oh, okay.
So you are pretty much right.
Just missed it by 1.
Yeah, he's got seven carries in the second half.
And 14 bruises on bodies of Raiders out there.
Yeah.
Bringing him down.
Farrell is 13 for 55, and Newcomb is 9 for 31. The running back quarterback.
Here's a give. Porter right side. He's got some room. He's carrying people to the 10 to the 6-yard line and brought down by 2 Blue Raiders. Once he loves that right side, and we may have a penalty on the play. So
yeah, nobody's headed up that way.
Yeah,
you see it back there now.
But his most dangerous runs have been to the right side.
Yeah, all of his big ones have been.
So wipe out a 20-yard plus run by Porter and move the ball back to the Blue Raider 40-yard line. Hold on the home team. So it's going to be a 2nd and long. No, actually, they still have a first down. So 1st and 20, even though the box says 2nd.
No, it is second. Now they had already run a play there, so it is second and.
That's right.
It is second. Yep, it is second and 20.
Second is right. Low snap picked up. Farrell running for his life, and he gets a couple of yards, but the funny part is he had a receiver out there that was supposed to be blocking, and the receiver had his back to the play and became a spectator. And Farrell ended up with the Blue Raider hitting him and him running over the spectator from behind. Can't be a spectator at a football game.
Nope, not when you're on the field anyway.
You better, if you're on the green, you better be awake. 5:15 to go in this ball game. 48-27 in favor of Charlotte Christian. And when Greg gets an opportunity, he's working on a couple of projects right now. When he gets an opportunity, we'll maybe have some final scores from around the area.
Well, I'm not seeing any finals. We've already talked about the Bradley final. Walker Valley's final now, 44-6. Still don't have an update on Ray and McMinn. McMinn Central losing to Meggs 39-14 late in the fourth. Polk County final 38-8. Eastham 42-0 final. Baylor 44-12 over McCollum.
Wow.
So that's an ugly one.
Going for 5 yards is Newcomb on the carry. And the clock goes to the 4:20 mark of this ball game.
Yeah, they're content with taking their time here and running clock.
3rd and 7. Just inside the Cleveland 30. And somebody jumped off sides.
I think it was Westfield.
And that will be the 4th time tonight a D lineman has jumped off sides. And you have to say one thing about the Cleveland D line. They share the responsibility because it's been 4 different people jumping off sides, according to my account.
I think you're right.
No one person has done it twice to my memory, but anyway, the results are the same.
But nobody's done it twice, but everybody's done it once.
There you go. That can be a motto as we go into the 4-minute mark. And a 48-27 game, you got to have some mottos, Greg, here late in the game.
Especially when you're down by 21.
That's it.
I'd like to see Cleveland get a stop right here, Terry, though, and score again, just for the momentum and just to close this game out.
I would like to see that. And let's see, here's a give, inside run. Did he fumble? I think there was a fumble. Cleveland thinks they have it. No indication. Nope. Going to stay with the team in black, the home team, the Knights. Cleveland thought for a moment they had a fumble, but it was not to be.
3rd and 1 here. Again, Cleveland needs a stop right here. Again, I don't think Cleveland's got a chance at winning this game, but just to give them some momentum and give them something to build on. Porter back in the game for the 3rd and short here.
Yeah. The momentum just got a little bit heavier on the home side. Well, here's the bet that 11 will carry the ball, and that's Porter.
I will not bet against you there, but nope, he's not going to have to.
Oh my goodness!
So not this time though. It wasn't one; it was all. There was about 6 of them. That jumped.
Share the wealth.
That's right. That was so. Now almost all 11 of them have jumped.
Oh, they've been doing it to other teams this year, and tonight they've fallen for it themselves about getting people to jump on 4th down plays. So
well, and that's if I remember right, that's either the 4th or 5th time that they have given Charlotte Christian a 1st down on a penalty.
5th, according to my unreliable memory. So clock running down to the 2:20 mark of the game, 48-27, as Charlotte all over Cleveland.
McMinn 28, Ray County 16, late in the 4th.
I never saw that coming.
I did not see that coming either.
Timeout on the field. Cleveland calls a timeout. We'll just keep it right here because there's some people that we have to give credit to. Crown Automotive at the exit 20 on I-75 here in Cleveland. New 2024 Grand Cherokees 4xe up to $12,000 off. New 2024 Dodge Durango up to $10,000 off. New 2024 Jeep Wrangler up to $8,000 off. New 2024 Gladiators up to 20% off. Crown Automotive here in Cleveland and some other people that make all this possible we couldn't do without. Touchdowns by Tennessee Valley Urology. Extra Points by L&B Appliance. Duracell brings you field goals. We haven't had one in the game, but if we have one, it's brought to you by Duracell Cleveland, now hiring. Benefits start day one. Duracell.com. Stay tuned for the Jenkins postgame show here on Mix 104.1. Dale's Heating and Air, player of the game, just call Dales.com. And the postgame stats, wasteconnections.com. 1st and 10 with 2:10 on the clock. And it's going to be a new running back in the game, and he will not get anything but the line of scrimmage, and a host of Blue Raiders riding him to the turf. Carrying the ball for the first time was Max Puckett. Puckett gets 0 yards on the play. So Cleveland's record will be dropping to 5-1 as Puckett doesn't gain any yards on the run. And a couple of more plays, and this one's going to be history. As we said earlier tonight, no Hardee's Friday night blitz. So Greg will have the final scores that we have thus far. The McMinn game is a total surprise to me after seeing Ray County 2 weeks ago. And
Terry, if I'm going to give final stats, this game's going to have to end pretty quickly because this game's been so long, my computer, no joke, my computer's about to go dead.
Might be unofficial stats,
Yeah.
you know. We'll go from memory on stats, possibly. High snap, and again, it's going to be Puckett. Give him 2 hard-earned yards to be generous. And 60 seconds left on the clock and maybe 30 seconds on Greg's computer.
That's about right.
48-27 as we head to the final 60 seconds of this one. It has been an experience for Cleveland. The game has not been a game that Cleveland expected to play, in my opinion. They just haven't performed, and it's the unnecessary penalties, etc., that have really cost. And so,
and one thing, Terry, and hopefully he's just out of the game, you know, because he took a couple of hits and they just didn't want to do it. But Braden Carroll hasn't played since early in the third quarter, so hopefully he's going to be okay. That's big going into the region game next week.
A nail down, and this game is going to be over. The final from Charlotte, North Carolina tonight. It's the CCS Knights, Charlotte Christian School Knights, 48, Cleveland 27. We'll take a 60-second break and be back and wrap it up.
Imagine a truck that doesn't just own the road, it dominates it. It's not just about the destination. It's about the journey. And our new GMC Sierra is elevating every moment of that journey for me. It's not just a truck. It's a lifestyle. Don Ledford didn't just sell me a truck. They saw the lifestyle I wanted, and they found me that truck.
Hey, this is Josh with Wholesale Supply. Hurricane Helene has left devastation in its path, including the communities of Silva and Waynesville, North Carolina, and parts of Northeast Tennessee, where Wholesale Supply proudly operates. We're asking for your help. We're collecting cases of water at all of our locations to support those affected by the storm. Drop off your water donations and we'll load them onto our trucks and deliver them directly to the local agencies helping these communities recover. Together, we can make a real difference. Visit wholesalesupply.us to find a location near you and help us bring relief to those in need. Thank you.
The final tonight, all in favor of CCS as they beat Cleveland to go to 4-2 on the year. Cleveland drops to 5-1 on the year. Welcome to the Jenkins postgame show here on Mix 104.1. To give you the postgame stats brought to you by Waste Connections, wasteconnections.com. Here's Greg Phillips.
Thank you, Terry. So Cleveland started off the scoring tonight. Carroll to Smith for a 37-yard touchdown. Stevens to Collins for the 2-point conversion. Then Charlotte Christian right after that. Farrell to Estep for a 26-yard pass. Their 2-point conversion was no good, makes it 8-6. I'm going through these quickly. Yancey with a kickoff return of 70 yards. Cleveland Bolaños point, extra point, no good, 14-6. Newcomb to Rosem. 80-yard touchdown pass. Estep with a 2-point conversion, 14-14, and that's where the first quarter ended. Second quarter was all Charlotte Christian. Farrell with a 6-yard run, extra point good. Farrell to Hetwer, 5-yard pass, extra point good, 28-14 at the half. In the third quarter, again, it was Charlotte Christian jumping out. Porter with a 21-yard run, extra point good. Then Isaiah Davis comes behind that with a 7-yard run to make it 35-20 at the end of the third quarter. And in the fourth quarter, Farrell had another 3-yard run, extra point good. Porter a 50-yard run, extra point no good. Jan Smith 89-yard run, and Bolaños with the extra point good to make the final score 48-27. I'll give the highlights on the stats. So Farrell was 14 of 25, 183 yards. And Newcomb was 1 of 4 for 80 yards. So they were 15 of 29, 260 yards. Until the end of the game, they only had 3 guys carry the football. So Newcomb was 11 for 38, Farrell 14 for 62, and Porter 9 for 102. So they had 204 yards rushing. Receiving wise, all in the first half, Rosen had 5 for 143 and a touchdown. Estep had 3 catches for 44. Hetwer 4 for 39. Hall 3 for 15, and Newcomb 1 for 22. So they had 467 yards of total offense. For Cleveland, it's a mixed bag tonight. They could not get anything going in the passing game. So Chase Stevens was 4 of 11 for 32 yards. Braden Carroll, Case, he had an interception. I'm getting ahead of myself here, Terry. Then Cason McGowan was 2 of 6 for 9 yards, and he had an interception. And Braden Carroll was 1 of 1 for 37 yards and a touchdown. So Cleveland overall, 7 of 18 for 78 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Isaiah Davis, 16 carries for 110 yards. Jayon Smith was 1 carry for 89 yards. So they had 182 yards rushing thanks to that 89-yard run late by Smith. And Braden Carroll had 3 catches for 35. Jayon Smith had 1 for 37 and a touchdown. So Cleveland ended up with 260 yards of total offense tonight. With your final score, Charlotte Christian 48, Cleveland 27.
The Cleveland player of the game brought to you by Dale's Heating and Air. Just call Dales.com.
Well, I think there's no question tonight, Terry. He had a great game tonight. Jayon Smith is going to be our player of the game. He had an 89-yard touchdown, and he had a 37-yard touchdown catch, 89-yard run, and had some good plays on defense as well. So we're going to give the player of the game tonight to Jayon Smith.
And well deserved. That's going to wrap up the broadcast tonight. Thanks to Keeley running the board for us, Ryan Felton setting up all the equipment and everything, Jeremy here making sure things go well. And so for Greg Phillips, Terry Evans saying, see you next week.
You've been listening to Cleveland High School Blue Raider football on Mix 104.1 WCLE. Supplied by Wholesale Supply Group. Download the free Mix 104.1 app and listen on your phone or mobile device at mymix1041.com. The preceding has been a presentation of Mix 104.1.